Hello everyone, welcome to ALR where tonight is bronze tonight and we are here in the Dutch Grand Prix for the second half of the World Championship in bronze set as well. Fantastic season so far, really has indeed, and there's been so many different Grand Prix winners, so many different pole sitters, so many different podium sitters as well, a lot of tears, a lot of sweat and a lot of all other kinds of bits and bobs that have come out of the cards as well. Let's go through the drivers and the constructors, shall we then, before we get cracking on the race itself. Then here in Zandvoort, we've had a cracking two Grand Prix in Zandvoort, and we over the past 2 days. We're at the halfway stage of Zandvoort, and because we still got bronze and cobalt to really feed your appetite then for the remainder of the week. Then, so this is going to be a good one indeed. I can feel it in my waters then. Anyway, let's go for the drivers and the constructors, shall we? Because I think Enright has had a fire lit under him after his performance last week in the Belgian Grand Prix. He was absolutely dominating, wasn't he? And he is now within 26 points of the World Championship lead, which Theo's still got at the moment. Ayrton is having a miserable run at the moment. He is down in third in the championship, 9 points adrift of Enright, and with Ross G also homing in on him now. I think he's less than 14 points away from Ayrton. Mings is now in the McLaren full time. Unfortunately, Diashi has had to step aside, which is such a shame, isn't it, for Diashi there? Of course, a ALR veteran there, but unfortunately, Diashi has had to drop out of the McLaren team. So Mings is coming now, and he's moved himself right up into fifth position of the World Championship. Echo in sixth position. Vintage is in seventh, with Lewis G in eighth position. They're all on 46 points, and it's so close between those three drivers. Really good stuff indeed, isn't it? And at ninth position is Billet, and Billet has got such a good, great form, hasn't he, in bronze then. 10th position is Irvine, and down in 11th position is Joseph with Cryptic Alibi in 12th position. Shatters in 13th with Baz and Swanshanks 14th and 15th. Chappie in 16th and Phelan in 17th position there. But I think Phelan is also unfortunately no longer a part of bronze. In the relegation zone, it is camera racer Roscoe and Ardy bringing up the remainder of the table. Then in the constructor standings, is Aston Martin in the way, 24 points in front of the McLaren, Mercedes in second position, Red Bull are in third, with Ferrari in fourth position. Fifth position is the Mercedes team. It is so close though, isn't it, between McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari is 3 points separated from McLaren, the Red Bull and the Ferrari teams. Goodness gracious me, Mercedes had only 11 points away from the Ferrari team, and then Williams are only 5 points away from the Mercedes team. Ridiculously close that is, isn't it? 14 points further back is the Alpine team in 7th position. The Haas team are in 8th position. 1 point behind the Haas team is the Alpha Tauri in 9th, and Alfa Romeo in 10th position then in the Bronze World Championship then. And so, that is the state of play in the championship then for bronze. So we are now rolling into qualifying one. I gotta say, I'm not sounding too good because I only had 3 hours sleep last night. For some reason, I couldn't get to sleep at all. I did try and use that, what's they call it? ASMR or something like that, where you like have like sounds that will put you to sleep kind of thing. Well, I started off because I quite like listening to the rain kind of thing. It really relaxes me. Which is quite cool. Unfortunately, I woke up. With a woman talking in my ear, like whispering in my ear, and like kind of doing all these like scratching on the mics and stuff, which apparently relaxes people. It didn't relax me, to be honest, but there we go. And unfortunately, she's now appearing everywhere on my YouTube. So goodness gracious me, when my nephew Jack gets onto my phone on the weekend, he's going to be wondering what I've been watching. Right then, here's qualifying one then. We've only got 16 drivers in this session, which is, I think it is the joint lowest we've had in terms of drivers in ALR. Of course, we only had 16 one year in the Australian Grand Prix. That turned out to be a really good race indeed then. I think Taylor McKenzie is the driver that is replacing Phelan. Unfortunately, Phelan having to drop out. And that's such a shame for Phelan. Well, mainly because I'm going to miss the puns there with Phelan, but not only that, he is a very quick driver indeed, isn't he? There with 1 Grand Prix win and 1 pole position to his name as well for Phelan. But I think that is the height. But unfortunately, I think he only ever got 2 points finishes in his career in ALR Bronze. He also had a 5-point deduction as well for his troubles then, which is such a shame then. ALR, we got Kakarot Goku. It's Goku now. Evening guys, and good luck bronze and Serious Russian Evening. All 3 of you got to support Battle Mini for giving my card back then. Yeah, of course, good stuff there from Good stuff there for Battlesy Mini last night, and of course he was a reserve for Cirrus Mushroom, and that would have been the first time in history of ALR Silver that we wouldn't have had Cirrus Mushroom driving in a silver Grand Prix, and that just didn't feel right, did it? But luckily Cirrus Mushroom there was just a bit slow on the old absence button, wasn't he there? So luckily for us and for Cirrus Mushroom as well, he was able to take part in the Grand Prix and get a very solid 8th position, I think, in the end, wasn't it? Or was it 7th? Oh goodness me, it feels like a long time ago now, doesn't it? But that was the scene from last night, of course. So Battles him in doing a great job, and of course he was in straight away tonight. Good stuff indeed there. Serious Mushroom was asking why it's only 16. I don't really know, to be honest. Gurman saying he's got a good feeling about tonight, and should have said I would have driven there. They didn't have enough drivers, unfortunately. Alibi and Shadows joining late as well, feeling some didn't want to race it for Serious Mushroom as well. Going across the line then, and Lewis G then going over the bridge as well. I'm wondering, there's a lot of fluey kind of germs going around the moment, isn't there? I was just having a chit chat with some of the drivers before we come to the session tonight. Then the likes of Theo, Ayrton, and RDW. Then, and I think that 2 of the 3 drivers didn't seem too fruitful, did they? They didn't seem like the joys of spring, did they? As they had, they sound like they had a bit of the old cold and all that kind of stuff, didn't they? As Hale's also joining as well, so up to 19. Good stuff indeed there for Liam there. Of course, Liam is getting working overtime here tonight. Isn't he, Liam? It's unfortunate we've had a couple of drivers drop out, and I think Roscoe's not driving tonight because I think Scotland's been battered by wind and rain today, hasn't it? And that's which is such a shame now for Roscoe. So he's had to skip tonight's race, and Roscoe did, and Roscoe's only Roscoe's only had 6 Grand Prix starts in the first 11 races now, hasn't he? This is the second half of the season ahead then. The first half of this season in bronze has been absolutely magnificent. That's what we come across the line, and Lewis G has gone fast then, but quickly his brother Lewis G just eclipsed him by a 10th of a second. Can you eclipse anyone by a 10th of a second? Probably not then, so I wouldn't say that at all then, but Lewis G, Ross G is currently fastest then from Lewis G in second position, with Chappie in third position in the Williams car. Ayrton has gone up third fastest as Ayrton is as RDW has gone off, and unfortunately RDW is going to be kicking himself there as he's gone off in between turns 7 and 8 there, and that is a big shame indeed, as Enright is just seen his teammate there facing the wrong way. Battlesy Mini is up into third position. That's a good time there from Battlesy Mini right from the get-go. Lovely stuff indeed then, Unfortunately, and that is RDW's session done and dusted, and he's the first driver out of this qualifying session. Joseph has set a time, Chappie has set a time as well, so is the championship leader Theo, but they're not all quick times at the moment, are they? What about Taylor? Taylor, I haven't got me old GUI on that way, there we go. Now we have Taylor McKenzie there, who is just battling, dropping off a bit then, so we're just watching battles then, who's down the short back straight, and there's 2 DR zones around this circuit, and it's short, sharp circuit, 36 laps, the Grand Prix will be later on tonight. And of course, with the last 2 Grand Prix, we've had 2 very late safety cars in the last 10 laps or so. Is it going to be a third time a charm as well? That's a car just McKenzie there. I'm not sure if he was buried in the barrier or just trying to get out of his teammate's way. Baz is also having a bit of a lovely slipstream there from Ross G in front of him, and he's gone at second fastest there. My goodness me, he is actually the Ross G and Baz have done the exact same time to 3 decimal places there. By 3,000 of a second. They can't be separated on the clock there. 1:11 at 4:92 for both Baz and Ross G. Magnificent stuff indeed there. Both drivers there very much right from the get-go doing a cracking job, and Enright's off the circuit now, and that is not good for Enright, is it there? Of course, he's on great form at the moment, Enright is, after that incredible performance in Spa. That was his 2nd Grand Prix win of the season, his 4th Grand Prix win of his career for Enright, and of course they're I think that those Mercedes are just going off as well. And we've lost Chappie off then. And goodness me, we're losing drivers at left, right and centre at the moment then, aren't we? As I have to say, Chappie has gone off and in the wall as well as Ayrton is just run up behind Swanshanks, who they're just trying to get out of the way at the moment. Goodness me, it is it's looking quite messy out on the circuit at the moment. There's cars over left, right and centre. It feels like a bit like Destruction Derby out there. Where's a Derby? flying back up the pits. Goodness gracious me there. Gosh, so we've lost 2 cars already in this session, and I thought it might have been a straightforward qualifying 1 session. It's far from it, isn't it? In this opening stage here. Goodness gracious me. Gunnar saying good luck to Braun said. Ardy's car just went wee. Dynamo saying let's go Ross and Lewis, you couple of sexy beasts. Said lovely stuff indeed there. And yes, so they are looking quite impressive at the moment, aren't they? As they are top of the time sheets, aren't they? And of course, so that's pretty impressive how Ross and Baz have done times by, it's not, it cannot be separated by 3 thousandths of a second. Impressive stuff indeed. Swanshanks there in 13th position as well, into the bank to turn 3, which I argue it's not turn 3. I think it's turn 4 personally, but there we go. On the track map, it's turn 3. So Swanshanks there is outwards. I think that Mercedes is going around for no by the chair, and that's 3 laps there for the Mercedes, unless that's Mackenzie. It's not Mackenzie. Oh goodness me, there's a wheel in front. I think that's RDW's wheel. The Marshals haven't got that wheel out the way very well, have they? Which is not very good at all, is it? Oh goodness me. Shadows has joined the session, and of course Shadows joining slightly late then, but welcome Shadows there. It's great to have him in the session tonight. Just coming up to turn 11. Turn number 12, and he accelerates away. So here comes Swanshanks into. Is that rain? That's rain! Goodness gracious me, we got rain then, oh goodness me! As I was expecting maybe some kind of quite a nonchalant qualifying session, but it's been anything but, because look, there's raindrops on the Swanshanks cockpit there. Oh dear, and there is going to be some drivers that are going to be concerned then. I think the Vintage and Billet needs to get out there pronto, so does Emright. And what about Mings as well? Goodness me, because we've got Swanshanks coming into the session as well, and there's a car that keeps popping into my screen there. Here comes Mackenzie making his full seat debut here tonight as well. Mackenzie, lovely helmet design as well from Mackenzie, absolutely lovely stuff indeed. Liam saying that it's going to be a Q2 or Q3 at this rate, haha. The cars look like it's feeling on the edge in the final quarter there from Gerber. So Sir Tommy, you know, let's go Theo. Feeling still getting it, even though he's left. Laugh out loud then. So Chat saying, sorry I'm late then. So you've also got feeling a few drops on the screen there as well. Goodness gracious me. Keep your punch coming in, ladies and gents. Even if Feeling's dropped out, unfortunately, of the grid, he's still getting a lot of puns, as Serious Mushroom said there, and Serious Mushroom, German and Liam have said as well, of course. Also keep some of our puns in as well there. I absolutely love it then. As Ross G has gone, hello Craig, or hi Craig then, as we just got Mackenzie there, who's battling away with that car. Goodness me, that's not feeling like it's stuck to the ground too much then. As so there's rain in qualifying. How long is this rain going to be for? Is this just a spattering of rain, and or is this a shower that is going to be making a deluge onto the circuit then? So Mackenzie goes 10 fast. He's the slowest time runner so far who's set times. And right then out of turn at 14 then, and here comes the man who's now second in the World Championship. Across the line he comes, and he goes fast there on a 10.8 there for Emright, half a second in front of Lewis G then. So Emright then, this is we're in the second half of the season now. This is the business end of the season for Emright, isn't there? He's really putting up his socks down the Haas car, isn't he? And he's he's been making waves. Emright hasn't he? Saying that because he wants to reserve in silver and the gold as well. Of course, so if you're a full-time driver, it's a bit unfair, isn't it, for you to reserve when you're already a full-time driver. So of course that is against the rules in ALR at this moment in time. But Emright though, of course, he needs to do the business in bronze first if he wants to get promoted to silver. And of course, the ultimate goal is to get into gold, isn't it? One day! Oh goodness me! And he's in the wall. And gosh, there is that was a little spin there for Emright, but it's enough to damage the end plate. And that's 2 wings gone in the opening 10 minutes in this qualifying session. Now it's just showing how slippery it is out there and how cold the tyres are. It's only a little bit of rain there. It doesn't seem to be getting too heavy at the moment, is it there? So I think that anyone who hasn't set time just yet, you should be fine and dandy. Vintage is coming out of the pits now then, and I wonder if that's what the Red Bull mechanics have seen there then. They've seen that the rain is not getting heavier, so they're going to So they're just going to, come out now. Then they're not going to be feeling too concerned about that, are they? So Ross G saying, "Go Craig." Light Rainer says for Ross G. So Ross said, "What's the weather?" Ross said, "Never mind. Type too late. Laugh out loud." Then Gurman is going to reserve in COBALT, and if Gurman does reserve in COBALT and win, he'll be the first driver in history of ALR to win in all 4 divisions. There, we've only ever had 2 drivers, ever appear in all 4 divisions, which is of course Guna and Bulky Volcano, of course. And so, yeah, good stuff indeed. Guna, a legend of ALR, isn't he, as well? But unfortunately, he's having a bit of a difficult spell in his ALR career at the moment now. Of course, it's unfortunately got relegated last season from gold, then, and in silver, he hasn't scored a point yet after 11 rounds then for Guna. But of course, the tide can very much change. And I'm very sure that Alibi is also in the session as well. Good stuff indeed. That Lewis G. Let's go Craig then. Do a Ken saying my tires keep overheating. I haven't practiced. Laugh out loud. This rain is so annoying from him. Right, it's like drizzling, but it's not making it too difficult there. So yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying earlier on. Then is the rain seems to be coming down, but it's not seems to be affecting the drivers too much. Then it's at the moment. Then Shadows goes over the crest of that hill, the brow of the hill, into turn 8 and 9. Then it's a very condensed circuit. This one, this isn't it? This is our 3rd time we're visiting Zandvoort in the ALR's history. That, of course, we've had some pretty great races over the years as well here, and I'm expecting another legendary Grand Prix here tonight. Then as Shadows out attacking turn 11 quite nicely indeed. Then there's also gravel traps on the outside of this circuit as well. So if you're going to go off, you've got to make sure then that you've got enough wear of it to not hit the barrier. Then Shadows has not deployed any battery on this lap, I'd say, and he's also done a 4-minute time now, so I'm not really sure that that's going to put him anywhere near the front then. Here's a bit, and his Alibi is retired from the session now, so unfortunately Alibi is not set a time at all. Here's Vintage, though. He is setting a time right now on soft tyres there. So it is raining. I think it's stopped, has it? No, it is still raining out there. It doesn't look like it's hardly raining at all on the TV camera. We've just gone on board with Vintage there, and it's only a sprinkling then, isn't it? So it is not a major problem at the moment. And it's out of the final turn then, as Mings has retired from the session. He's very happy. He hasn't set a time yet, Mings hasn't there. So I think that I was looking at the wrong McLaren, I was looking at Ayrton there. I think the Mings might be a bit concerned, but our Vintage now gone 12 faster. Chappie is out of the qualifying session. Unfortunately, he's smashed the car into the barrier. We have also lost RDW as well, having a huge shunt, and Alibi so not decided to come out of the pits at all. He is down in 18th position, and he's going to be starting 18th on the grid. Then we have already found 2 drivers out of the 3 drivers, and now we've got Billet, who's also through as well into qualifying 2. Shadows then out of turn 12 as well. Short straight then, not really much you can say about that straight then, because it prepares you for turn 13 and now into 14 and the bank turn 14 as well. It's quite steep, this, isn't it? Across the line, and going into 14th position as well then. It's Gurman saying, I get relegated a few times to get that record then. Of course, there's Gurman there getting the first driver in history to win in all 4 divisions. Thank goodness gracious me. Sir, you just got Liam saying, I nearly dusted down the wheel and raced tonight there for Liam. And we've also got Emirates saying, rain in quali 2 and quali 3. It's going to rain all through the race, I think. But I think it will be dry tyres then. Oh, goodness me, that's a bold statement there from Emirates. Goodness gracious me. We almost have sprayed and what Toronto's I've been asking for spray since this game's come out. And we've had no spray at all, have we? Mings is out of qualifying now, and I think Mings has made a huge mistake there, hasn't he, by not setting a time. Chappie out of qualifying as well. I've lost 4 drivers then. I gotta say, this reminds you of the 2000 and oh gosh, was it 14 Grand Prix in USA, where we only had 18 cars qualify that season, didn't we? Of course, where he had where of course it was the Caterham and the Marussia teams. Unfortunately, both teams there had to skip USA, didn't they? USA, and I can't remember what other races they skipped as well. Was it USA and Mexico potentially, possibly? No, it was before Mexico, wasn't it? Mexico came into the calendar in 2015. But yes, of course, there is unfortunately both teams had to skip the final couple of races. Caterham came back with some crowdfunding for the final race of the 2014 season there, where Will Stevens made his debut there in the Caterham. Then after Ericsson signed for the Sauber team in 2015. course, and his shadows are put on the dolly wheels, and he has been rolled back into the garage. And Billet then in the Alfa Romeo. Then this is not really set in. Lovely helmet design, by the way, from Billet. Goodness me, I can't remember what I was saying now, but that is absolutely fantastic. I love that helmet. Lovely stuff indeed there. Joseph has retired from the session. It's great to see Joseph back in action as well. Of course, Joseph has been out for 3 races. The last time that Joseph raced was back in round 7 in Austria, and he got a 4th position there, Joseph is. So it's great to see him back. And of course, Aston Martin are also going to be loving to see Joseph back in the cockpit as well. As Billet then, who's just now coming out of the final turn. And so we're just going to watch Mackenzie for the minute, as he is in 12th position. Mackenzie is, but I think he's just trying to see what he can do on this very greasy surface end. So the rain is coming down, but it's not causing the drivers any problems at all, is it then? So Swanshanks is the only driver out there at the moment as he flicks it through the first intermediate split time. So it's in the first sector, as Shadow's retired from the session as well. And we've got a big old yellow part on the track map there, aren't we? That's just the drivers that just retiring from the session as well. It's with Taylor. Goodness me, very wide on the curve there. Of course, if you accelerate on those curves, you're going to be spat off onto the inside of the barrier, and you're going to be wiping your car down the barrier as well, which is not a good thing to do, is it? Goodness gracious me. There's a lot of words going on. There's a lot of chatter going on in the old comments. I don't think I'll be able to read all of that then, but I'll try. Oh my goodness me, and Mackenzie is out of control there. He is safely through them, but if he crashes the car, no T cars in Formula 1 anymore, no spare cars. So if Mackenzie wipes his car out here, damages the car, he is done. And he comes back in now. So Mackenzie there's nothing to gain there for Mackenzie. I think he thought better off it. He's now come back into the pit lane. He is through into qualifying too, and we are now progressing on then 18. So we have lost unfortunately 4 cars in this first qualifying session. Chappie, Mings, RDW and Alibi all out of qualifying 1 as we roll on into qualifying number 2 then. And it's still sprinkling of rain out there, isn't it? So it doesn't seem to be getting heavier at the moment, which is that good or bad? It does depend on your point of view, really, doesn't it? Emirates Quicks at the moment. I think Emirate would probably like quite a straightforward qualifying section tonight, then, because look at that time. Then he's already head and shoulders above everyone else in the session thus far. I know this has been a very quick qualifying 1 session. I think it's the quickest of the week so far. Goodness me, these drivers are very keen to get going for the Grand Prix tonight, aren't they? I love it indeed, but I do enjoy qualifying. Excuse me. Was that? And did I just spot God, goodness me. What am I trying to say? I don't know. I can't remember. Among Us, yes. I think, did I spot the, I can't remember what they're called now, are they? But I think I've just seen Leclerc and Sainz at the bottom of the timesheets there. Out of qualifying is Alibi, RDW, Mings and Chappie. Chappie would have got through into qualifying too, but because he damaged the car and the car didn't get back to the pit lane under its own steam, that is it. He is done. He is out of qualifying. So Chappie is going to be starting 15th on the grid for the race later on tonight then, which of course it is bronze tonight. Right then, of course, is coming off the back of a fantastic Grand Prix performance in Spa. Remember, he done a 2-stop strategy, then went soft at the end there, and he just flew 2 safety car periods at the end of the Belgian Grand Prix, and Emirates just flew past his competitors. Really mega stuff indeed there for Emirates, wasn't he? So we wanted more of the same then here tonight. Mackenzie saying, I think my rear wing is too low. Can't change it as it's on it's 6 down before said. Of course, you're in part firmware now. The only thing you can change is the front wing sections there, and you can only change that when you're in the pits there. I remember the good old days when you used to be able to change it when you're out. When they used to have a mechanism, weren't they? Didn't they, in the 2010 and 11 cars? I think it was, where you was able to change the front wing sections when you was out on track. And of course, you can't do that anymore in these days in these Formula 1 cars these days. As they're all coming out on circuit then, as of course I think the rain, that indicates to me that the rain is getting heavier. Enright's the first driver out there. He is on the soft tires, Enright is, and so he's not taking any chances, is he? The man who's second in the World Championship, who I think that Enright's been a bit disappointed in the first half of the season, after only 2 Grand Prix wins, but I think that Belgium race there is really going to elevate him on, isn't he? Remember Belgium and Spain, when he did win those races, he won those races when he was very when he was in such a commanding form, Enright is. Let's see if we can do the same here tonight then. So I'd rather it is wet to be fair here rather than a drizzle. Enright saying, I guess I'm not going to have a chance beating Silver's pole today. Because all set 9-8 last night as well. Gordo saying, hello, good luck Bronze then, especially the Ferrari team then. German saying, I really want to localise weather so some tracks are wet and other parts dry. I'd love to see that, especially at races like Spa, because that can actually happen. And also, one of the most famous races where it happened actually was in the 2000 German Grand Prix, wasn't it, where Rubens Barrichello won. He won because he decided to stay on the slick tyres, which they weren't slicks, but then they were groove tyres, weren't they, the Bridgestone groove tyres on the Ferrari. Barrichello qualified 18th on the grid there, and that was also the race there where he had a very disgruntled Mercedes employee who was walking across the track and caused a safety car, and unfortunately ruined David Coulthard's Grand Prix in the process as well, then, which really hurt me. Of course, being a big old David Coulthard fan. But nonetheless, and that was a cracking race, wasn't it? Barrichello stayed out on the slick tyres. It was absolutely drenched, wasn't it, in the stadium sector, but on the long blast through the forest, and of course, this is the old Hockenheim circuit, and when they didn't veer off, did they? Turn 2, veer off to the right-hand side. They just kept blasting through the forest. There was an engine brake, was it, that circuit was 45 laps around that incredible forest then of Hockenheim then, which I must say then I do prefer the old track then, but of course the new track has produced some legendary moments as well, hasn't it, over the past a couple of seasons or so, and I think it is a shame that we didn't go back there last season, did we? But we did go to the Nürburgring, another racetrack which has had legendary moments then, and right then I think is only at the beginning of his legendary moments in his ALR career. He goes second, he goes fast at the moment on a 12.4 on those soft tires. Swan Shanks has gone at second fastest on a 13.9 then, but Cameron Racer squeezed himself into a 12.8. A lot of these drivers that have gone soft tires out so far, well, I say a lot of the drivers, the drivers who have qualified have gone soft tires so far, apart from Lewis G, who's gone on the medium tires. He's the only driver on the medium so far. His teammate Joseph has gone second fastest. Ross G has just gone fourth fastest. Well, they're coming through thick and fast at the moment, goodness me. And AlphaTauri's had some issues there. Just going 8 fastest. Baz there on circuit as well. We got Battlesy Mini, who's now gone into 6th fastest as well. I keep seeing a car appearing in the corner of my eye on that back straight on the finish route, I should say. Ayrton has gone 5th fastest then in the McLaren, and Baz is off and into the barrier then, and that's quite a huge shot. Oh my gosh, Baz out of qualifying here. He's going to be kicking himself here, Baz is. Oh my word, there, Baz has been very unlucky. Which is such a shame, isn't it, for Baz? Because I feel that I'm not going to. I keep putting commentators curse on drivers, don't I? But Baz, the driver, another driver who I think I don't have a vendetta against Alpine. I think they got some really cracking drivers there. As Enright has gone faster still on the second at bye to the chair, and good time indeed then from Enright. Yeah, it feels like I don't mean to do it. I don't mean to do it on purpose, but I think that Alpine have got some really cracking drivers this season. In silver alone, FIFA, Beefy, and TK are potential Grand Prix winners. Prix winners, aren't they? They should have and could have won a couple of Grand Prix this season in silver alone. We have also, and I think that Baz, who, and I'm a bit confused about that. AlphaTauri, who's just parked on the old there he is. Oh goodness me, I'm not even sure. Is that it's Swan Shanks there, who is crawling very slowly. Then this is also going to hurt his next lap as well. So McLaren also just popped in and out of view as well. I think that was Ayrton. Swan Shanks there, I think, is trying to get back into the pits. He is indeed. I think he's being very quite responsible then, which is a lot more than what I can say. But currently in 10th fast moment, Vintage is out of qualifying field, the championship leader, 26 points in front of Enright. Whatever happens here tonight, whatever happens here tonight, if he doesn't score a point and Enright gets from Grand Prix in and a fast lap, Enright would lead the World Championship, of course, because Enright will have more Grand Prix wins than Fia would in this World Championship season. So that is how tightly poised this Bronze Championship is going to become in the second half of the season. The first half of the season, we've had our fun, haven't we? We've had the crazy races, but now it's time for consistency for for the championship protagonist, isn't it? Now, and it's going to be a very much a fighting championship as well. Good speed, don't post it there, Dan. Out of the final turn as well for Theo. Let's see what he can do as he comes out with the grid hatchings as well. And what does he do? He goes a length fast as Theo. Theo is currently in major peril here, the championship leader. He is out qualifying as it stands at the moment there, and the rain is just getting heavier out there. Theo is going to have to really muster up something now, isn't he? We have got I think got Battlesy Mini doing a great job out there, and of course I think Battlesy Mini's only ever had 1 or 2 Grand Prix in the LR in total, but here tonight there he's really standing up in the sea of that Red Bull, very nice indeed. He's also got a seal of approval from me in terms of that helmet design as well. Fields found half a second in the first sector, that is enough to get him through, or is it? Because he's about half a second away from Billet at the moment, who's on the soft tires head, so this could be one and done here for Theo, albeit this is his second run in the qualifying session now, but this is not what Theo wants, though, is it? He probably wanted a nice, easy qualifying session now. He doesn't want additional stress, does he, Theo? Does it? But at the moment, he is having additional stress in this qualifying session. He's got purple in sector 2. That is enough to get him through the qualifying free at the moment. But I think that not getting your first lap in there has really put some strain on the championship leader, Theo. Car 48 now. Out of the final turn then. And here he is out of turn at 14 as well. And across the line he goes. The Aston Martin then is 2. Oh, well, he might be able to get a little bit of a cheeky slipstream now. Theo goes straight into 5th fastest, and that would do for the Ferrari driver, and he'll be I think he'll be breathing a huge sigh of relief. And Swan Shadows and hasn't set a time just yet in the Alpha Tauri. Goodness me, he's got no helmet even, and thrown caution to the wind there. In terms of safety there, goodness gracious me, look how low they sit in the cars in Formula 1. It's incredible. 7D. I remember in I think it was the first I think it was 97 where it really became extreme, where the drivers had a lot of cramp. They suffered with cramp in 96 and 97, didn't they? Where they was very much starting to really adopt the seating position of being in the bathtub there with your feet on the taps kind of thing there, and sitting there for almost like 90 minutes at Grand Prix. They really started to struggle with the cramp, didn't they? And I think the shadows there with no helmet on just shows how low they are in the car. So goodness gracious me, as the monocoque there is it's in almost in line, it's almost in the same same level as his eyesight there. It's incredible, isn't it? Of course, Adrian Newey there is very extreme, isn't there? He likes to have tight packaging, doesn't he, on those F1 cars? Swan Shanks is through into 10th position there. That is what he needs to do. But then it was now out of qualifying. Shadows is through to qualifying. Swan Shanks out at the moment, and then here comes Billet, who is also out qualifying as well. He's got to find 2 tenths of a second. Billet has, and if he wants to get through into qualifying free here tonight, then so Billet there is going to have to find something in his arsenal if he wants to get himself through. Well, as we go on board then with Billet. Lovely helmet, by the way, absolutely fantastic indeed. As Emright saying, it's saying 80% chance of rain for qualifying 2 and qualifying 3 could be dry tires. Emright saying, Serious Rush is saying, do not trust Jeff Fenn. Of course, said if you trust Jeff Fenn, it is very much said. I got to say, it could be farewell to you then. I don't reckon it will rain on 18% if I'm on set. Gordo is saying that. As Emright saying this was 10% then. So there's still sprinkling rain out there, but it's not enough, is it? That's gone to the wet tyres just yet. We've got J-Dog in the comments as well saying even though Billet is not improved there, so at the moment he is still out of qualifying with 5 minutes to go in the session now. So Critical Boy just got in. Sorry for being late, guys. I don't even know what setup I got on. It's random mode one, so hopefully it's just about surviving. Scooby Stew, evening. Good evening, Scooby Stew. Then great stuff indeed there. J-Dog, I have to watch it back, mate. Great drive. More points for the Haas cars. Right, considering we're in Holland, I felt I needed to share this pun then. Gosh, I've completely missed that pun actually. Hang on a minute. Where's where do gerbils go on holiday? Amsterdam then. Haha, I love that from Field. And I thought I missed the pun there. Great stuff indeed there for Field. Unfortunately, I didn't say that with very much zealous, did I? Very much pizzazz. I apologise for that profusely for Field, and that's a cracking pun there. And I'm going to steal that, and I'm going to be saying it at work all day tomorrow. So thank you very much, Gordo. And we just Serious Rush now has gone jeepers, Gordo. Goodness gracious me then. My golly gosh, said. We just got Gordo saying, it just kind of looks like everyone is saying rain is supposed to be getting heavier, so that should be somehow as well. Then 2% chance of rain for the race, possibly drizzling all the way through. Then maybe so. Rain is seems to be very much on the horizon here. Billet is still in 11th position at the moment there, so Billet has still got a couple more laps to go. But the question is, has he got enough fuel in the car? It's not about the time anymore; it's about what fuel he has on the car. And it is a short track around here, isn't it? Billet's had a lot of airtime here. Shatters is now going into a very solid 6th position there whilst we've been watching Billet there really wrestle the car. We're just going to watch Swanshanks then in 12th position there, accelerating out of turn 2. Really good stuff indeed. Liam is saying that Silent Shifting is joining for the race, and the winner from the Hungarian Grand Prix. And goodness gracious me, then is, and we've all of a sudden gone from 14, 15, 16 drivers out to a full shebang of drivers out for the Grand Prix. Well, I love it. Good stuff indeed, and I'm thinking that. I think that Silent Shift now a very quality driver in his own right, isn't he? Of course, a former pole sitter in gold there. Silent Shift is, and I think I don't think did he ever win a Grand Prix in gold? And I need to fact check that. I'm sure he has. You know, I think he has. It just feels right, doesn't it, when I say it? But I have been wrong before. I'm probably wrong on this occasion as well. 3.5 minutes to go in this session, and Swanshanks is half a second down there. Billet has come back into the pits, and so Swanshanks is not going to be lapped again through at the moment now. Battle Z Mini is 74 hundredths of a second up in the first sector time, and Car 88 then on the DRS straight then into 11 and 12 as well. 9 thousandths of a second up in the second split time then. Battle Z Mini very much at the cusp of the car and his limited skill as well. But this is enough to get him in front of Ayrton then, which might be quite crucial here. Shadows is retired from the session then, so he's happy in 6th position there. As the rain is still light then, and it is not causing anyone to go onto the intermediate tyres at this moment. And Battle Z Mini there improving inch by inch by inch by inch, but unfortunately it's not enough to get him in front of Ayrton there, as Ayrton is still 400 of a second away in the McLaren Mercedes, and Swanshanks is 4/10 of a second down the first sector time as well. As you want to stay off those curbs, don't you? Because otherwise you'll be spatting to the wall, and you'll go into the wall quite hard here as well. Oh my goodness me. Enright is saying, and he won in China or Vietnam. Silent Shift then. Oh yes, and that might be right actually. I'm sure he won in China actually, didn't he? I think he won in China. I'm sure he won in China because I think that was one of his return drives, wasn't it, for Silent Shift in there? Of course, that was the first time that season. I think it was in season 2 actually, and that was the first time that Favre didn't win that race. Because remember, Favre was on a 3-race winning streak, I think, because he won in Abu Dhabi, then he won in Bahrain, then he won in Australia, then he won in Bahrain of that season as well. It's absolutely fantastic stuff for Favre when he was very much on the limit of the car and beyond that. Mini there is found some time in the second split time, 6300 of a second then, but every inch counts here because it's such a condensed circuit there. It is quite a short circuit indeed. That he was a bit slow on the DRS there, but Mini was there, and he's knocked Ayrton down to 9th position there. Is that going to be costly then? Well, I don't think it is there, because Ayrton should be safe and free. It's between Mackenzie and Billet then, who is going to be in through qualifying 3 and who is going to be out of qualifying 2 then here tonight. Let's see then. Enright saying race is 36 laps. It is indeed then. Yes, it is 36 laps then tonight. That's right. Enright is just confirming about the old strategy in the comment section as well. Good stuff indeed then. They're going in at 2 turn 1. Goodness me, look at the sparks that come off the rear of the car. Indeed, then of course, Formula 1 returned back to Zandvoort, which is the first time since 1985. Then of course that was background. I think that the last Grand Prix winner was Niki Lauda, wasn't it? You also seen an amazing stat in the Discord earlier on. Then I can't remember who it's posted by, so I apologise profusely there, because I really should be paying more attention. But I was actually more intrigued about this amazing stat, and I'm going to share it because I love it. I think if Max Verstappen wins the World Championship this season, he'll be the first world champion not to race against Michael Schumacher since Niki Lauda. And that is incredible, isn't it? Goodness me, that is absolutely incredible indeed. And when was Niki Lauda's last F1 season? Was it 85? I think it was, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me, then. Oh wow, that does feel like a lifetime ago as well. My word, there. I'm getting a bit scared of myself. I'm scaring myself now, just making myself feel really old then. But then, what is he doing then on this lap then? Is he going to be able to knock out Mackenzie? He's got to find it just over a 10th of a second. And that's not how he's going to do it. He's in the wall. He is out of the race. We're on board board with one of the Red Bulls being wheeled back into the garage, and that's it then. And unfortunately, but got a bit too overzealous and into that bank turn 14, and on these greasy track conditions it is very easily done then. Unfortunately, Billet is out of qualifying. He's 11th on the grid then for tonight's Grand Prix, but Billet there will be taking no further part in qualifying. He's gone off in a major Grand Prix. My golly gosh then. Out of qualifying then was Baz and didn't set a time. Vintage in 13th, Swanshanks in 12th, and Billet in 11th position. We just seen Billet go off in quite a humongous way then. Theo, Ayrton, and Jamie Enright, all drivers in the top three in the World Championship, all start on the medium tyres and for the Grand Prix later on. If it's a dry race then, as we have heard whispers that there is a sprinkling of the wet stuff, isn't there, in the race as well. And so it looks like we've got a rain-affected qualified and race here tonight as well. Golly gosh. Gurman saying the mechanics will be feeling that then. Goodness gracious me then. So right then, here we go then. Emre saying, I have a feeling that his car isn't feeling great right now then. They got a busy job tonight, feeling tired tomorrow. Goodness me. Absolutely incredible puns in the comment section tonight. Lovely stuff indeed. Keep on coming in, ladies and gentlemen. And oh goodness me, as Murphy has sent me a message there, which is not very good, is it? I need to, I promise I probably should put myself on that do not disturb, but let me just do that now then. So excuse me whilst I sort this out. There we go. Lovely stuff. Right then, as Emre is out of the pits and along with Camera Racer as well. And to Camera Racer coming out of the pits, and let me just get rid of me graphics. There we go, and away we go then. So Camera Racer was the first one out then. But look, Enright is trying to get past Camaro here. Of course, track position is key around here. Sign shifting is in the session, and he's going to be starting 20th on the grid there. And look, Enright is so desperate to get past, and look at how wet the track is there. And I think the rain has got a lot heavier then, so this might be a one and done qualifying around here. I think that the track is at the limit now. Is there these soft tires? Everyone has gone out on soft tires quite quickly here tonight. Oh my goodness me, this is going to be quite a crucial part. We've got problems. We've got major problems. And oh, what's happened? It's one of the Aston Martins, and oh my goodness me, it's the G's are in. I'm not sure if they're having a war of words, and maybe they're both off of each other's Christmas card lists. And later on, then goodness me, then I think it's going to be very icy around the dinner table. Then perhaps, and I think that one of the G's is not going to be passing the other person. They're gravy boat, aren't they? Right, then there's and right, and get a bit squirrely out of the turn 14 as well. Here he comes, and look at that, and that track is a very greasy, and we've seen it in the end of qualifying too, with Billet on a smash in turn 14. Here's Enright then, who's been on pole position 5 times this season in his 8 qualifying performance. Can he make it 6 times in 9 qualifying performances for Enright? He has been the class of one, hasn't he, in qualifying this season, but he's fighting the car out of turn 3. That car is snailing around there. It doesn't want to turn where Enright wants it to go there, but of course Enright there very much trying to put this car under his spell as well. Look at that, and there's raindrops. You can see the raindrops now on the top of the surface. And as Enright's off. He's in the wall. Enright is off the circuit there. Oh, Camera Racer's almost was a carbon copy, but Camera Racer is out of qualifying there. Oh, it's very greasy in turn 7 there. As Enright has damaged the car. It might be the first driver across the line, and here's McKenzie on his debut for the Mercedes team now in car 45. Oh my word then. And on board now with Mackenzie. This is his second Grand Prix start in bronze, and this is his first Grand Prix start. Joseph is off as well. And I think it's in the same place as it is indeed. Look, we got a queue of cars there. Goodness me, it's at the same place. So you have to be careful around turn 7 there. Otherwise, they're all going to end up with the same problem then. And right then, cruising back then, so he's damaged the car. Can Mackenzie, on his second start in bronze there for his first start in Mercedes, get on pole position and out the final turn then for Mackenzie? Needs to make sure he keeps along the island then, and he has indeed there for Mackenzie across the lines. Right, he goes faster on a 16.6 then. Just shows how the track conditions have really deteriorated. Theo's gone at second has gone fastest on the 15.7 there. Ayrton has gone in second fastest now then, and goodness me then. So what about Battle Z-Mini then? This is David Knight in a bronze, and he's on pole position. Z-Mini is there on his debut. Oh my goodness me, Red Bull have had a great time around here over the past couple of days, haven't they? Well, in qualifying anyway. Unfortunately, unfortunately, the race for silver didn't go too well at all. Ross G is in 4th position there because Lewis G's gone into 3rd fastest there. Shadows is coming down the pits now. The helmetless Shadows there has come out into great position there. But it's Mini on pole position there with Theo alongside him on row 1. Remember, Mini is a reserve driver tonight, and he's a super sub for the Red Bull team. And he is really coming there and really riding the waves, literally and figuratively, here in Zandvoort there. And the Red Bull mechanics are going to be loving this at the moment. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Oh my god, gosh then. Blatant Rage there for Dab. Lovely stuff indeed. Great to see Blatant Rage in the comments still. Of course, I think he's the daddy-o of Curly, isn't it? Of course, Curly unfortunately had to step aside, didn't he, for his college, for his college studies as well. So, of course, everyone who's doing college, I hope you're doing a good. I hope you're enjoying it as well. Of course, it's very a daunting task, isn't it? Theo is gone faster still. He is now on pole position. There is enough time out on track then, and Theo, the championship leader, this is exactly what he needs here tonight. Then, goodness gracious me then. And there's anyone else on the lap at the moment? Then I think Ross G, as good as me, he's snaking away that Mercedes car. Is then out of turn 14, and then Ross G improves. No, he doesn't. He's 4/10 of a second down. 400 of a second down, I should say. Lewis G then just cruising back into the pits while Shadows is now just starting his lap then. Here is Shadows then. So Theo leads the Theo is fast then with Battle as Mini in second there. The G's are in 3rd and 4th position then on the 2nd row. Ayrton in 5th position along with Mackenzie in 6th, and Enright is 7th with Shadows in 8th position at the moment there. As it didn't go too well, unfortunately, did it for Enright, but let's see what he can do going forward then. And just watching the Shadows and he powers on now in the Alpha Tari there, and here he is, and he is fighting the car. Oh no, Enright! Oh goodness gracious me there, and Jamie Enright there is going to be kicking himself as he is out of qualifying. He's going to be starting 7th on the grid then for the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. Oh my goodness me, and this has really opened the door now for Theo, as it? Oh, he's in the ball. Theo only take a race of action as he comes into the pits. Oh goodness gracious me, Shadows is on the lap at the moment. 6 minutes to go in the session. The track is still not getting wetter, is it there? I love that shot, by the way. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then it would look better with a helmet on there, but I do enjoy seeing Shadow's eyes there. Look at that. As you can see him, he's really focused in the Sonoda car, isn't he? Out of 14 as well for Sonoda. Nope, for Shadows there. Oh, again, very squirrely. And there's a wheel in the background. I think that's the Haas car. Shadows goes 6th fastest. Enright's down to 8th position. Mackenzie is down into 7th now. Oh my word then. And everyone is back in the pits. And look at that then. It's the Ferrari mechanics are putting on the tire blankets now. Battle Z Mini is now back out on circuit. Can he get his first pole position of his career and in his first ever start here in bronze? I'll be absolutely making waves here tonight then. Goodness gracious me. And oh gosh, that is absolutely that's absolutely incredible stuff indeed, isn't it? As a Battlesy Mini there, who is just on an outlap then. I don't think Shadows has we got wheels all over the show, haven't we? It's not that goodness me. Gosh, we're just now watching Shadows there. Ooh. I've got to say, I've got real bad. I'm going to have a bit of sympathy now. Oh my goodness me! And Mackenzie there, who doesn't even care about walls or anything like that. He just goes straight through them there. Goodness gracious me, he's a bad man. As he comes out of the pits now, and it starts up. Oh my gosh! Now, oh my! Well, I don't know what I'm watching then. So let's go somewhere else, shall we? We're going with Shadows then, because he's at 6. He's a 10th a second up then, but he's gone on the grass there. So I don't think that's going to. That's not going to help him out too much, is it? My word there. Shadows out of the final turn as well, and I gotta say, I got a big old, I want a bit of sympathy now. I've got a big old ulcer on my tongue now, and unfortunately I've made it a lot worse because I just can't leave it alone. Ayrton's retired from the session now, so Ayrton doesn't feel like he can go any quicker now, so we're just going to watch Lewis G, and it's a really sore at the moment because I think when I talk I waggle my tongue a bit actually, and then it's actually so it's just feeling a bit awkward there. But there we go. That's my problem for today as well. All I've been doing on the stream is just moaning, haven't I? I've only had 3 hours sleep. Goodness me, I'm just I'm a moaning mini tonight, and I'm a grumpy old fool, and I heard here is Lewis G. He is not grumpy, he's not a fool, and he's not old either, and he's also a very quick customer, but he's around. Oh no! And that is beautiful though from Lewis G. Absolutely stunning stuff. That was very graceful from Lewis G, but that was not what he wanted in qualifying trim for the Aston Martin car, and he's going to have to come back into the pits, unfortunately. Both both Mercedes are out on circuit then. Taylor McKenzie, who I think that was, we had a bit of Matrix style there, didn't we? A bit of deja vu. Ross G then out of the final turn then. And now let's see what Ross G can do. McKenzie is off and into the wall in the background there. McKenzie out of the race, and we're down to 4 in this qualifying session there. Oh my word there. This is absolute anarchy out there today, isn't there? My goodness gracious me, there is a lot of incidents in this qualifying session. Oh my word, here comes Ross G then out of turn 3, which I beg to differ. It's not turn 3, it's turn 4 in my opinion. As I would argue with the track map until the cows come home. I don't know where the cows have come from, or where have they gone, to be fair. Ross G is on an 1800th of a second down in the first split time then. On board with him now. Look how greasy this track is. I must say that everyone who's kept it on the island, you are absolutely mega stuff, aren't you? Because how you keep it on the island on dry, slick tyres. Remember, these are not groove tyres anymore, are they? We had groove tyres between 98 and 2008. And it would have been a bit easier there, wouldn't it? But of course, with slick tyres, there's nowhere for the rain to disperse, isn't there? And you're just going to float onto the water on the track there, aquaplane and be in the wall before you know it. But Ross G, Lewis G, Bowsy Mini and Shadows have survived, haven't they? As much as they possibly can then, and doing an absolutely phenomenal job then. Out of final turn then, and let's see what Ross G can do then. Oh goodness me, we've got 2 wheels on the back straight as well. Hopefully these marshals will clean it up. And Ross G that doesn't improve that. He's very good. I think it's too wet on the final sector, isn't it? Lewis G is 0.2 of a second down in the second split time, and Shatters is just about to start us out, and so we'll look at what Shatters can do later on. Then Lewis G in the second sector. It's not a good second sector at all, unfortunately, there for the Aston Martin driver. Out of turn number 14 then for Lewis G then. I don't think, I think he's called it a day. He has called it a day, hasn't he? Now Lewis G is too wet there. Oh my goodness me, might get a fine for that then for speeding into the pit lane. Ross G is also now. It's also now, unfortunately, 0.5 of a second down there, which is a big old shame there, isn't it? Goodness me. Yeah, there's a lot of you guys commenting there in the old comment section there. So another one is biting the dust, isn't it? Goodness me, we might have to get Freddie Mercury on the phone later on, and he'll be after singing the another one bites the dust. Goodness me, absolutely. Oh my word, there and Shatters there. He found it. We found it when we was on board with him as well, and luckily he kept it out of the Armco barrier. Good stuff indeed there from Shatters. My word, there is a lot of drama right from the get-go here in this incredible qualifying session. Fantastic stuff indeed. Really enjoyed this qualifying session. And Lewis G is going to try and tackle the track on the intermediate tyres. I think it's still what tyre is still quicker. If you normally we always go by the DRS, don't we? And again, then there's and at the moment the DRS has not been disabled, so technically the dry tyres are the quicker tyre at this stage, aren't they? But of course, then it don't look like it, does it, on track there? There's Mackenzie saying he hates it, he doesn't like this track then, but he's happy to take a P7 then, so good somebody then. Shadow Sen is just going for one more run then, he's got time for one more run then. What about Ross G then? So Ross G, look at that track is damp, Ross G is off! Oh, he's gone into the gravel there. Is he going to stop the car before the barrier? He has indeed then. Lovely power out there from Ross G, but that's his qualifying session done, and Destiny's going to be on the second row of the grid tonight then for the Mercedes team. He'll be very happy with that. And I gotta say, that was quite graceful there from Ross G, wasn't it? It was quite soothing there, wasn't it? Lovely. Brilliant stuff indeed there. We're going to sit with Shatters at the moment, and look at that. That track is almost ready for intermediate tyres. It's on the cusp now, isn't it? There's a Mercedes in front of us. It was it was Ross G, was it? It spun her on. Then we've got Lewis G just in front of us there. The checker flag has fallen here in qualifying, and goodness me, you guys have really made me work for it, haven't you? I'm going to have to have a lie down. And he's going to shout it there. Lewis G is in the way there. Oh, goodness me there. And I don't think Shatters is too appreciative of that then, because he was on a quick lap, wasn't he there? But unfortunately, that lap has been completely ruined there for Lewis G. I wasn't really looking at his sector at the time then. I'm not sure if he is getting quick or not from Shatters' point of view. He could have moved up another place then, but Lewis G there was in the way. Whether that causes issues or not for Shatters, I do not know. We'll have to replay that then, but that is the end of qualifying 3 then. What an incredible qualifying, but it's Theo who is on pole position then for the Dutch Grand Prix. That's the second pole position of the season as well for Theo. Absolutely great stuff there. The last pole position the last time the Theo was on pole position was actually not last, well, it wasn't long time ago at all, was it? It was the Hungarian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, that race wasn't the most fruitfulest. Well, I say it wasn't the most fruitfulest for Theo. He came second. I just remember him battling away quite hard in Hungary. Theo is, but he's on pole position. And well done, Theo. Second pole position of his career, second pole position of the season as well. Shadows there is back in the dry. I think he'd be relieved to be back in the dry as well after that incredible one. And Mackenzie's saying I'm going to need a beer after this race. Goodness gracious me. As Lewis G saying that AR had taken over for me then, so that might be the reason why. Yeah, because I don't think because I think that Lewis G probably would have got out of his way, wouldn't, because he was only on an outlap, wasn't he? So that is such a shame then, unfortunately, for Lucy. But whether Shadows was improving or not, I do not know, because we might have to take into the track conditions and all that kind of stuff. Theo there is on the phone there, as you can see. There he is, and he is absolutely overjoyed with that, isn't he? There, so he's probably on the phone then to Matteo or someone like that. Then anyway, as we have just looked at 6600 second from Battlesy Mini, who's second then, and that is on his bronze day. This on his bronze day before Battlesy Mini. What an incredible performance there for the Red Bull driver. Red Bull are really strong so far, but of course it didn't go too well in the Grand Prix last night in silver. However, it was quite unlucky towards the end, wasn't it, for both the Red Bull drivers then. Anyway, let's go for the start of the race as well. As Lewis G has confirmed it wasn't him then, so it's all good then. I was on a hot lap, Lewis G. Shadow saying then that he unfortunately did get blocked then, but Lewis G looks like his AI was taking over there. So I think that that may have to be investigated, unfortunately, as it's getting as that is such a shame then, isn't it? Now, yeah, unfortunately, I think he had a checker flag next to his name, didn't he? So I think the AI possibly would have taken over. But luckily, I'm not a steward then, because if I was a steward, I would let everything go big, but I'd be classed like a good old Royal Rumble kind of thing, wouldn't I? But that's why I'm not a steward. That's why I'm not a admin of any kind. I gotta say, I struggle to admin myself, let alone anyone else. Right, let's get on with the start of Grand Prix show. Then it's a lovely day out here. We was expecting some kind of weather front coming in for the race, but it's a beautiful day here in Zandvoort at the moment. As the flags on top of the building there are breezing there. Look at that! It's a lovely day out there today. Is there beautiful stuff indeed? Then as we get ready for the start of the Dutch Grand Prix. Let's go through the grid, shall we? 20 cars there on the grid there. As we did have too many in qualifying, didn't we? Goodness me, we started off with 60, we started off with 15 or 16, now we got 20. Fantastic stuff. We've gained 4 from somewhere, and here we go. So, now let's just take a look at the tyre strategy, shall we? Only one driver is on the hard tyre side. That is RD Wee in 17th position now. RD Wee then, can he get some points for the Haas team? And he's very unlucky in the Belgian Grand Prix last week. He was fantastic in the opening couple of laps, RD Wee. Was fantastic stuff indeed there. He needs to repeat that, doesn't he, tonight, for if RD Wee wants to, RD Wee again, can he get some points as well? But it may have to be about survival first. We only had medium tyres in the top 10 for 3 drivers, which was Theo, Enright, and Ayrton then. All in the top 3 in the World Championship, also put on the medium tyres then. Outside the top 10, everyone else is also on the medium tyres as well, apart from Mings, who's making his first for McLaren drive here tonight then, as a full-time driver, good 17, and also TJ Hale as well in the second Ferrari, also coming in, and of course silent shifting. I wonder if I hope he's got a setup there for silent shifting there, but he's in training position there in the Williams car. We've got TJ Hale, soft tyres in the Ferrari, and Alibi in 18th position now on the medium tyres there. All drivers came in late then. Right then, grid. Theo is on pole position then for the Dutch Grand Prix. Second position is Battlesy Mini then. This is his second Grand Prix start, his first ever Grand Prix start in bronze set. Is he going to be nervous? I don't think he is. He looks, he's looking like a very accomplished driver in that Red Bull. Lewis G in third position with Ross G in fourth. Ayrton in fifth position there. Ayrton needs some points then, doesn't he? He's had a bit of a miserable. He's had a great season to be third in the championship, but he's had 5 DNFs, and that's goodness me. To Mackenzie in 7th position there. Enright is in 8th. 9th is Joseph with Camaro in 10th position there. Billet just outside the top 10 in 11th position there. Good, hopefully some points for the Alfa Romeo team. 12th is Swanshanks with Vintage in 13th. Superb season for Vintage. Baz in 14th there. Baz can still really get a good result from there, I'm sure of it. Chappie in 15th position there. Chappie hasn't scored since the Monaco Grand Prix. Can Chappie get himself back in the points? 16th position is Mings. RD Wee needs to get some points on the board. 18th position is Alibi. Hale in 19th. 20th position is Silent Shift in there. As the other Williams or Chappie there is completely out of his box box there, but I think as long as you're not like forward from your box, then you should be all right. Apparently, anyway. I'm not even sure if that's right, because I'm thinking that I heard somewhere anyway. Right then, enough about that then, because that is not important right now. We're on board field. This is the pole sitter. Look, it's not a long run down. It's turn when it's there. When it feels selected first gear, the revs are on, and here we go. And Bowsy Mini, well, goodness me, he went away straight away, but now we go. Oh, there's an Aston Martin. That's a huge smash. Oh my goodness me, the Aston Martin didn't get away there, and that's a major problem. That Joseph didn't get away, and already we inhale already out of the Grand Prix, and it's a huge smash there. Ayrton's got a 5-second penalty there. Everyone's getting penalties. And what is going on in this race? Safety car already, and the Aston Martin didn't get away, and because of that, Joseph has got away now, but I'm not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get away, and the car just went into him, and oh my word there, Chappie's got damage as well. Hale, who's just going, he hasn't even turned the wheel tonight, Hale is, and he's already out of this race then. Oh my word then, that is not good at all, is it, for and that is not good at all, is it? There for unfortunately for the drivers in the background. So safety car at the moment, and we have got a lot of penalties out there. Let's list these penalties, and I can't find the penalties first. 5-second penalty for Lewis G, for Ross G, for Enright, for Shatters, for Ayrton, who's got 10 seconds. Ayrton has 5 seconds for Swan Shanks, 10 seconds for Alibi and Mings. Both McLarens there getting a double whammy there, unfortunately, and that is not good at all, is it? Then in the start of this race there has been quite horrific indeed. Milan saying good luck bronze then, but I think that was just before we had those issues on the start line then. Scooby Stew said I'm in the party, and he is tapping his foot away like a Christian Horner then as well then. So Simon Shifton, I've had a setup but no practice then indeed then. I think that was a comment there from Serious Mercury, who said there's a loud, slow thumping from Liam's house. Said check on him, Scooby Stew, and then Scooby Stew said he's tapping his foot like Christian was. And goodness me, that's been a very messy start. And goodness gracious me, and the race coming to the pits where it got double stacked for the Mercedes team then, as it's all anarchy in the pits as well as it is on the race circuit here. And he comes out of the pits as well. That's a very unsafe release. That is Vintage is also in the pits as well. And now into the pits there comes Taylor McKenzie. It is we're not sure. We've focused on the back of the on the back there, whereas at the front it looks like we had all kinds of issues as well, as it was all kinds of shenanigans going on, and that is such a shame, is that there's really now come out of the pits, and goodness gracious me then. And now then there's safety cars out the moment, and the lovely safety car, absolutely love that, fantastic stuff indeed that for the beautiful Aston Martin Mercedes there, but I didn't want to see it too early, did I? So it's Leo, it's not a very happy chappy at the moment, is it? Scooby Stew, going to need an A4 pad for notes tonight then. Luckily on the phone I think you can have quite a big sheet of you can have a completely plain note pad, can't you? And you can extend that as much as you like then, can't you? Because it's free space almost, isn't it? I don't think there's a maximum characters on the notepad, is there? But hopefully that is the first and last of the shenanigans here tonight. We want a good racing, don't we, of course, here tonight. I absolutely love it then. So when will there be a function to donate? I think we need to think about Sean too then, goodness me. I must say I do this for the fun rather than anything else, and but yeah, if anyone does want to donate, of course, my bank account details are just down the bottom there. Of course, I joke. And I got to say, I don't know how to. I don't know how to use my bank account most of the time. As into the pits, there comes Lewis G. I think he's coming in there to get rid of one of his 5-second penalty. And so this is a great opportunity then for the Aston Martin team. Then as he's now coming in the pits, they're front on the medium compound tires for car 92, and away he goes. Then so that is a very interesting stuff indeed. Then as he is now out then, and they're just coming out. Emre saying I didn't even feel anyone hit me there in regards to the 10-second penalty and the penalties there. So much saying how has Ayrton got a 10-second penalty, and there's an alibi, and it looks like the alibi and Mings there have unfortunately come to blows as well. Unfortunately, the back of the field then, so hopefully they can keep themselves a bit farther apart than what they were earlier on in the session then. So Emre has gone from 7th up to 3rd then, or is it 8th up to 3rd? Whatever the case may be, he is up in the 3rd nevertheless. So good stuff indeed. Out 2 positions is Shatters. Up 6 positions is Swanshanks. Up 11 positions is Silent Shifting. Goodness me. Oh my gosh. And to give me a raise, give that man a raise there. Silent Shifting up into 9th position. My word there. And then Lewis G down 12 positions, down 9 positions. Mackenzie, unfortunately, as we had rain literally all the way through qualifying, didn't we? But today is completely different. It's a lovely sunshine. I wonder if it's going to call the drivers out there. As oh my gosh, and there's more shenanigans at the back there. As Mings and Alibi. To be honest, there, Alibi was not too happy about what happened before, and unfortunately we got some more issues there. And hopefully, oh goodness me, and now then they're just. Oh gosh! All right. Anyway, we'll leave them to be it, I think, for now, won't we? It's, oh dear, oh dear. Unfortunately, they are going to cost both themselves times, aren't they? And here we go then, is now as we come in to the final part of the lap, and we're about to start the race as well then. And so when is Theo going to drop the hammer? And of course, he's the championship leader then. How much is he going to defend then from Z-Mini? I think that is he surely going to think about the championship? He has to think about the championship, doesn't he, Theo does? Remember, he's an old head on young shoulders, isn't he? Theo is, and so I think he definitely knows how to win some races. And here we go! We're back racing here in Zandvoort. And look, here comes Enright. He's down the outside there, and right around the outside then, and up into a 2nd position after 4 laps. And Alibi is out of the race then. What has happened there? And we got all kinds of shenanigans at the back as well. Alibi has had some major problems there, and look at Mings there. Goodness me, strong arming his way through. Joseph has been disqualified from the session there, and we got yellow flags all around the circle at the moment. Now, I'm not sure if it's a virtual safety car or not, but they're carrying up on it. Enright there, putting a wheel on the grass there, and almost spinning the car. Good control there, and unfortunately, Alibi out of the race then. Joseph has been disqualified from the session. We're down at 216 cars then. And who is that? That's Shatters up the inside. Z-Mini is struggling. What's happened to Z-Mini then? Z-Mini is dropping down then. Silent Shifting has now got past. Swanshanks have moved himself up into 7th position. Then we have lost Chappie, have we? No, it's Lewis G dropped to the back of the field as well. Billet, who's down in 12th position as well. Goodness gracious me then. And about the front then. And oh my gosh, there is that Swanshanks is flying now. He's up into 8th position, or is he? And he's trying to force his way through. Ross G is having none of it. And look, there's Baz in the background as well. Look at this, and incredible stuff indeed then. Camera racer 3/10 of a second away, then battle of the front is 4/10 of a second, and on lap 5 and here as we finally got some racing going on here in Zandvoort, then we're on lap 5 of this race then, and as it now coming down into turn at number 1. Baz is facing the wrong way there. Baz is facing the wrong way. That's not good at all. Here comes Lewis G. Here comes Lewis G. And look, Mings there is, goodness me. Oh gosh, they're going down into turn 1 there, and then we got to Chappie and on the outside there. Chappie and Mings have forced him out wide. Goodness me. I think the Mings has had a shreddy week today, hasn't he? Good gosh there. And Lewis G there on the outside, and he's trying to get a catapult there, isn't he? There, but not quite then. It's Lewis G's all over the back of the McLaren driver. Oh my gosh there. And goodness me, it's very narrow up there. And Lewis G then almost losing the car. Oh my word there. Oh, Lewis G's I thought he's off the second end. No, he's gone on the outside there. And Mings there dropping down into 15th position there. Battle at the front is now at 4/10 of a second end. We've also got Mackenzie, who's now all over the back of Billet. Billet's having a 10th position there. Half a second behind him. Swanshanks there is Billet once again showing his prowess in a bronze car. He's absolutely fantastic in the bronze championship, isn't he? He's only ever failed to score once in his bronze career. It is absolutely magical stuff, isn't it? Billet comes alive in bronze then. Enright has also come alive in this race as well. Had an appalling qualifying, but this race as well has been it's been absolutely magical then. Lap 6 then is Shadow set the fast on the race, and Roshi is just overtaken it. So Silent Shifter's in the pits, and that's not good at all. Yellow flag in the background as a Vintage has spun around there, and he's dropped down to the back of the field there. As into the pits there comes Mings then. So it looks like that we've got some pit stop action there. Enright is now really putting the squeeze on the championship leader. Remember that there is about 26 points between these two in the World Championship there. This is what we want to see. We want to see the two drivers battling for the supremacy in bronze, and this is what we want to see. This is exactly what I want to see. Whether Theo wants to see it or Enright wants to see it, it remains to be seen, but I'm not concerned about those two drivers at the moment. I just want to see them battle for the Grand Prix win. And of course they got Shadows in the background on soft tyres with Z-Mini, who's had a bit of a difficult start in this race so far. Blitz found himself in 8th position. He's having a great drive at the moment. Swanshanks is dropping down the order. I think the Swanshanks has been wrong-footed somewhere, unfortunately, and dropped down into 10th position there. So that's a bit unlucky there for Swanshanks. So hopefully he can compose himself and get himself back into this one. The final turn, and DRS will now be enabled, and we'll be back. We'll be going through to now. Then DRS will be enabled on the back straight, and now also with everyone, he's got DRS on. He's out the outside. He passes field. He takes the lead in the Dutch Grand Prix. 7 laps. Then it's taking him 7 laps to come from 7th on the grid there to lead the race. And fantastic stuff there for Enright. Now is he going to pull away then? So Swanshanks has got damage. That's why he's falling down the order then. So that's such a shame then that's such a shame then indeed then for Swanshanks. Now then, Enright, is he going to pull away from this race? And let's see then, he's had some amazing pace, hasn't he, in the opening stage of this race. Great stuff indeed there from Enright. Then of course Enright going for his third Grand Prix win of the season there. Enright, we've gone from Enright to Ert, and then who's in 6th position. He's dropped behind the Alfa Romeo car of Camera Racer. Just watching Mackenzie at the moment, who's in 9th position now. Of course, this is his 2nd Grand Prix in bronze, and this is her first time as he's a full-time driver then for Mackenzie. Very good stuff indeed. And he's in 9th position about that, and this is exactly what Mercedes needs, isn't it? If they want to give a real fist then on if they want to give a real fist then in terms of the Constructors' Championship and making their way up there. Of course, the joint constructors as well. It's also very important indeed. Then is a lot of drivers do like to put pressure on each other as well. I'm glad I'm not a driver anymore because I was always sweating profusely in the Williams team when Sirius Western was putting a lot of pressure on me. Of course, I just luckily I didn't have any pressure at all because I had Dylan as my teammate. So and I had a very William. The reason why the Williams won the joint constructors last season were they had 7 fantastic drivers and 1 random ginger driver who was not very good in bronze. Just watching Mackenzie, who is all over the back now with Billet, and Billet is dropped 5 seconds behind Ross G at the moment. And so Billet is not quick at this stage of proceedings, but he is on the medium tires, as is Mackenzie. So Mackenzie is loving life out there at the moment, isn't he, as he flies past us now then. We've got Lewis G in the background now, who's also trying to recover back through the field then. Enright is pulling away quite quickly now, isn't he? Camera Racer is, he's had a squirrel, hasn't he, there, and because Camera Racer's had a squirrel, he's dropped down the order. We have got Mings, who is now moved himself up into 15th position now. He's had a bit of an action-packed start, Mings, as by the sound of things. Unfortunately, the McLaren, hopefully he can have a clean pair of heels then for the remaining couple of laps. Ayrton is now then all over the back of Camera Racer there. Let's go on board the man who's third in the World Championship. Ayrton, of course, won the first race of the season, and he has been, I would say he's been Mr. Consistent, but he has had 5 DNFs this season. A lot of them have not been his fault, though, have they, really? I usually give Ayrton a lot of course, banter and all that kind of stuff, but I think he's been very unlucky. He's on the inside there. Oh, my goodness me. And he's having it there, and he's been squeezed into the wall slightly there. Camera Racer there. And of course, not letting him by there, is he? So it's very difficult to overtake down there, isn't it? Of course, you got to, and I think that was that door closing there for there, so no Camera Racer give him space then. I'm not sure personally, but luckily I'm not a steward there, so that I'm always going to be sitting on the fence there because whatever I say is probably wrong then, isn't it? And just now on board, just now going on board with Mackenzie. I'll catch up with your comments in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll just let's hopefully the race will calm down a bit. I must say, in bronze, we don't seem to have many opportunities there to go through the comments, do they? Mainly because there's so many puns going on. It's I can hardly keep up with you chatter boxes then, which is good stuff indeed, isn't it? There, so absolutely love it there. And goodness me, what have I said then? Because I've just seen it on my beast for some reason. Goodness me. All right, then there's just watching Camera Racer, who is only a couple of tenths up the road then for Ayrton and Ross G then, and hopefully we've got a problem for Vintage there. Vintage on a stellar season, but unfortunately that's not a stellar part. That's not a stellar part of the track to go off there. Camera Racer is in the pits then, and I'm wondering then, this is a bit early, I think, for the medium tires. But remember last night, silver drivers were absolutely brilliant on those tires, weren't they? Some of the drivers went 20 odd laps or so. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed there. And now then they're just coming out of the pits as well. Chappie in 10th position. Remember, Chappie has not scored a point then since the Monaco Grand Prix back in round 3, and we've now got a bit of a party forming behind Billet then with Mackenzie and now Lewis G all over the gearbox as well. Joseph, I'm not sure what happened to Joseph there. He didn't move off the start line, then he got disqualified, so there's some issues there with Joseph there, and that is such a shame, and it caused issues at the back of the field with RDW and TJ Hale. What a shame for those two drivers, and that is not what they're going to be absolutely, oh my word, that they're going to be absolutely, they're going to be very unhappy. Going to be very unhappy lads, isn't it? And I must say, oh my goodness me, I must say that it is very different. You get so angry, don't you, when you wait all week for a league race and then to be out before even the to be out in the opening couple laps or so. It's very difficult to really keep a calm head then. So I do feel for the drivers and they're out so early on them, which is a big shame indeed, isn't it? And they're just now on board on board now is Ayrton, who's Ross G. As Ayrton's run off the circuit, goodness me. And oh gosh, Ayrton's gone to the beach too early, I think, now as he comes back on the circuit. We have got Mackenzie going down the outside there, and a Billet trying to go back up there. We're sitting far from a big smash here at TK on Tuesday night. Nope, make that Monday night. But this time Mackenzie and Billet go through there quite nicely indeed there. Ayrton there dropping down the order there. He's going to have a bit of dirt and muck all over his tyres now, is he there? So those tyres are hopefully got to be cleaned up quite quickly there for Ayrton. And then get back on the pace there. Fields now dropped into the clutches of Shatters here. So that is so that's very interesting there. So it looks like the field is restarting. Enright is now has extended his lead there to 3 seconds now in the in this race, and of course the gap will be now minus 7 points from what it was at the beginning as well. So it'll be down to 19 points, and Ayrton's in major trouble here. He's got damage, that's why Ayrton's got a lot of damage on the end plate, and the McLaren driver is limping home here, and the Billet's having a look up the inside there, but Mackenzie was too far up the road there. Shatters is all over the back there, and I don't want to miss his battle either. I feel something, oh my goodness me. And look at this as we got down into turn 1 there. So I thought that was Enright in that battle as well, but Enright's in a white car, not a papaya car. Shadows had the it's not long enough then, but oh my goodness me, then as Ayrton into the pits, and we've also got oh my goodness me, is Lewis G there following Ayrton into the pits, and Mackenzie now up into no Billet up into 6th position, Mackenzie down into 7th and getting very wide on those curves as well then. So Ayrton into the pits far too early there for Ayrton if he in terms of his strategical course here. So that is not a so that is not very good at all, is it? Unfortunately. And they're just now on board with Camera Racer, and he is very close to the back of Chappie here. I get very nervous when drivers go side by side for you. I think that but then New Potato and Becca crashed around there one year, I think in silver. Was it last season or the season before? I can't remember now. But of course they were teammates this season, weren't they? The Williams team. It just hasn't gone too fruitful, has it, for the Williams team to start with. Having said that though, the Williams did win the Grand Prix last night, didn't they, with Fanjo? Brilliant performance indeed. Camera Racer is really putting Chappie under a lot of pressure, and now Camera Racer is up to 9th position and Chappie down into 10th. But it's a good, strong start for Chappie here tonight, and I think he'll be very satisfied with how this race has gone thus far. Shadows is finding the straight. It's not straight enough at this moment in time, is he there? So he's still stuck behind field. Ayrton is now gone on to the hard tires, and so he is going for a long stint now. It's Mackenzie on the outside. Where's Billet? My goodness me, Billet braked was braking much later than Mackenzie there, and he's free. Oh my goodness me, this is cracking Grand Prix racing, and Billet is now up into 6th position. That is amazing stuff indeed. Look, Lewis G's out. Oh my word there. Oh fantastic. Oh, yellow flag in free. We got an Alpine car off, but I'm not sure it's a Baz. I think it's Baz. It is Baz. Oh no, that's the only Alpine car left in the race there. Valid by my word then, this is getting very feisty indeed there. And Mackenzie there was always going to lose out there, was the on the outside of turn 7, which I still can't remember what the turn name is there, which is absolutely shocking performance there by me, isn't it, really? I should just look at the track map, but there we go. Oh my goodness me. We got Enright 3.6 seconds away now, as Theo in 2nd position, Shadows in 3rd position, Mini in 4th. Had Mini had a bit of a difficult start, didn't he? I wonder if that is just if that's just about his surroundings then for Mini then, because he's not had too many races in the ALR. I think this is his 2nd race overall in ALR, isn't it, there for Mini? But I gotta say, he has got some talent, hasn't he, in that Red Bull car. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Z Mini, and I would like to see him a bit more on track then, but there's so much action going on, but I think that he has got a solid future ahead of him, man, Z Mini is, and I'm going to really love seeing him progress then, I'm sure of it. What I am also sure of as well is that we got a silent shift in there spinning around then. Unfortunately, silent shifting during the race quite late on then. Unfortunately, didn't qualify, and he's now just trying to recover. He's spun the car. He's down in them position now. He's 10 seconds away from Chappie. He's got to make sure that those tires cool down a bit. Silent shift now is on the soft tires at the moment. The soft tires could probably get a few more laps in or so. Just watching Lewis Sheed, and this is a cracking of battle. The soft tires at the front now. Now Shatters is dropped out of DRS zone. Baz coming into the pit set. Shatters, he's out of the Grand Prix as well, unfortunately. Baz has said. Shatters is now dropped out of the DRS field now, so it's the soft tires starting to drop back. Then they drop back as well, and maybe they're a bit at the end of their limit, perhaps, which is a big shame indeed. And now coming through at turn 12 as well. Look at how tightly packed this race is. Goodness me, you can see, look at all the sand dunes as well around here. It's a beautiful place for the race, isn't it? Look at that then. My word, I'm going to get my Hawaiian shorts out after tomorrow night and really enjoy the beach, these surrounds as well. Can't enjoy the beach for too long, no, because we're in Italy in a couple of days' time then, as well, as we're going to Monza for the Italian Grand Prix. Chappie in the pits, and after 11 laps, 12 laps on those soft tyres. So what was Chappie going to go on then? We're not even at half distance yet in this race then, so I'm wondering if Chappie might go to the medium tyres, and he has indeed then to the end of the race. And Mackenzie there still kind of get by Billet, and Billet has got a very slippery car, hasn't he there? Is he, when he gets overtaken, Billet, and usually the next lap or the lap after, just re-overtakes his competitors but it's really doing him very fine service in bronze, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed there. And at the moment, these three are the star of the stream at the moment. I'm absolutely loving this. Brilliant driving indeed. Enright's now got a 4.3 second gap at the front then. Theo is second, and he's now starting to gap himself in Shatters then in third position. Shatters on a cracking drive as well. We'll look to see what people's progression is, and TJ Hale's left for session there as we've got Mackenzie up the inside there into turn 11. That's a great manoeuvre there from Mackenzie. Lovely stuff indeed there. And I think that was just brilliant car. That was just brilliant car position there from Mackenzie. Got the job done early on there. Billet couldn't defend there, could he there? Goodness me, he can't defend the undefendable there. And unfortunately, Billet is down into 7th position. What about Lewis G then? With Billet there been overtaken recently, then he is going to be surely easier to overtake, or is he? No, because Billet is back on the inside. He's back on the inside of the Mercedes car, and yellow flag as we got oh my goodness me, as the Red Bull and Mings is having some issues, and unfortunately that is not good at all. So there's a yellow flag. There's Vintage is having a nightmare race at the moment as yellow flags are at this part of the session, and Mings is out of Grand Prix, and what is Nance in the far line as well. That's a safety car. Oh no, and goodness me, Mackenzie went into the back of Billet there, and he's got a 5-second penalty there. Billet, I think, braked as soon as he's in the safety car, and I think that sometimes you just have to gradually tone it down a bit, don't you? So that is such a that's a bit of a shame then. There's look all the muck in the dirt on this circuit, and of course, so safety car. Who's this going to help then? Well, Enright, this is smack bang on a one-stop strategy then, just before the half distance end. Is Enright going to go onto the soft or the hard tyres then on lap 17 and Theo in the pits as well? So those are soft tyres then for the Haas team then. So is he going? He's got a 5-second penalty, hasn't he? There? And is this going to cost him the Grand Prix lead? Then I don't think it is. Then there's the Ferrari mechanics and it's still servicing Theo. Theo's on the hard tyres then, so Theo has gone hard, Enright has gone soft, Shadows has gone medium tyres here, albeit Shadows hasn't got a helmet then, which is absolutely disgraceful behaviour. Into the pit, here comes Ross G, has a 5-second penalty. Look at the dirt on these cars here tonight. My word there. I think they're going to have to go in the old car wash at the end of this one, aren't they? And also the Alfa Romeo mechanics are getting ready. Oh no, Camera Racers having to queue here, and once again the Alfa Romeo team there have they got such competitive drivers, haven't they? In all categories of ALR this season. Unfortunately, they keep tripping over each other in the pit lane, don't they? And that's cost Camera Racer a abundant amount of time. As Chappie, who's just coming to the pits there. So Chappie back up into 10th position as well. Good to see there. Ayrton staying out on the hard tyres there. Swan Shanks is on the soft tyres, also staying out as well. Starting shifting there into the pits there. Vintage, has he been lapped there? I think Vintage has been lapped then, so it's now going to be a difficult race then, isn't there? It's just going to be a snowball in effect then, which is such a shame then, isn't it? Anyway, let me quickly catch up with the old comments, shall we then? Oh my word then, if I could actually find where I was before. We've got a safety car in so this is a good opportunity there for me to just stretch my legs there, and oh gosh there, oh my word, I'm getting a bit too old for this, oh my word. Oh gosh there, I think my back's gone as well now. That's what you get when you reach 30, you see, ladies and gents there. Just yeah, I'm going to have a hip replacement soon, I think. But anyway, let's carry on with this race, shall we? Anyway, yes, this is going to be a, well, as Becca's saying, Great British Bake Off. Nah, bronze is more entertaining. A good start, eh, Becca? It was a cracking start, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me, then. Yes, so it's been a bit of a messy start, then, wasn't that race? But we're on lap 18 now, into the pits. There comes Billets again. Billets in the pits again, and he's, I was thinking, because he just came in the pits last time around then, so let's see, he's on the soft tyres now, so this is a strategical stop here for Billet. So he's giving up track position there for tyres here. Interesting strategy here for Billet, then. Swanshank's in the pits as well, then. Swanshank's at the battlefield, back in the field anyway. The last row not to be lap, then. He's on the hard tyres. Swanshank's is head, and coming out of the pits, good 7D there for Swanshanks. Hopefully he gets some points at the end of at the end of this one, then, unfortunately. So we're just watching everyone right then who's on the soft tyres. Everyone behind him is on the either medium or hard tyres. I think the medium tyres would probably be the best way to go then. Camaro then slid under my fanboy radar there for Serious Mushroom. We have also got Serious Mushroom saying Battles Emini having a great debut. He is indeed. And Tango, the real question is Sean Sue or Mal? Go away with Sandy and the one from the IT crowd. To be honest, I'm probably more of I would say I'm probably more Roy out of the IT crowd personally. Really, the only thing I'm not about Roy is that I'm farmerish rather than Irish then. But I do love the IT crowd. Fantastic. Becca didn't enjoy the reminder I gave her earlier when she crashed with Serious Mushroom. Or did Serious Mushroom crash with Becca then? That remains to be seen as well. Safety cars in the end of this up then as I quickly just waffle away. We've had Charlie Scott in the comments as well. Fantastic stuff indeed, guys. Keep your comments coming in there. Really keeping me on my toes there. It says 26 points then. Serious Mushroom is asking the points between between Jamie and Enright. Between Jamie, Enright and Theo. It's 26 points before this race then, but as it stands at the moment now, Enright's dropping down the order. Enright's lost all of the front wing now. Oh, goodness me. And what's going on there? Oh, my word, Darren. I was reading the comments out, and I think that he spun under the safety car. Enright has spun under the safety car. My goodness me. And he is really, this is absolutely incredible stuff. And now we're back racing, and Theo is leading the Grand Prix with Shatters in second position now. Enright has thrown away a potential podium here tonight. Goodness me. This is incredible stuff there. Lewis G dropping down the order as well. What's going on with Lewis G in the battle as well? Enright in the pits. He's on the medium tyres now. Enright is oh my word there. What happened there? Is there something wrong with Enright's car? Oh my gosh there. That's the two winners. The Williams and Lewis G are very too close. Very powerless out through the kinky part and turn of the second one here. My word. Oh, I was running out of air then, which is quite surprising. I'm full of hot air, but my word then, even I've got a limit here. My goodness gracious me, and these cars are absolutely dirty at the moment as well, and thank goodness they're almost like the Turkish Grand Prix from last season, which is a lovely segue. Oh, Ed right there. No, it's Ayrton. Oh my goodness me. Ayrton there is almost gone up the inside of Chappie then, of course, Ayrton on the 6-lap hard tyres. Ayrton is going to the end of the Grand Prix. Of course, the Turkish Grand Prix on this weekend, so looking forward to that one. Looking forward to that one, and that is going to be a cracker as well. Gio was asking who spun and came halfway through the stream. Then, of course, that was Enright. Unfortunately, you had issues there under the safety car. He's now 13 seconds back. Enright is, and that is a huge blow potentially for his championship campaign, championship quest then, to become the bronze world champion of season 4 for Enright. Then, so really, then he is going to be kicking himself, I think, after that. Then. Here comes Battles Emini then, and of course, not just me. Then, a lot of the viewers are also saying as well that this has been a very this has been a very good debut now. Oh, Shatters though is Shatters on the medium tyres, and this is the perfect. I think that's the better tyre stride than what Theo's on them, but Theo had no choice. He was on the medium tyres, wasn't he? And here is Shatters now. We're on board then with Shatters. He's on a superlative Grand Prix, isn't he? Shatters is no helmet there, so maybe there might be a bit of controversy because with the he's got to have a lighter car with less helmet there, isn't he? But we'll soon find out anyway. But here's Shatters, and he hasn't got DRS yet, and DRS will be activated within 3 laps. Then the safety car's on the inside. Oh my word there. And Shatters there, who is oh goodness me, then I think Theo was very brave to turn in there, wasn't he? I bet he's seeing Shatters nose cone in his ring mirrors there, and he was probably bracing for impact there. Of course, Theo is the championship leader. Shatters is not in the championship battle at this moment in time, is it? He wants the Grand Prix win. That's what Shatters is aiming for here. And we have got Camera Racer, who's had a great run out of the final turn then, as it is between himself and Mackenzie, but but Mackenzie has we got problems in the background as the other AlphaTauri has spun the car. He has spun it around gracefully, and he is through. Then Enright is now up into 12th position. Let's see what Enright can do. Then this race is far from done. Now we're only at we're going just over the halfway stage here in this electric Grand Prix. Camera Racer in 6th position. They're getting a bit squirty out of turn 3/4 in my opinion. Turn 3 on the official track map. Turn 4 in the world of me. Oh my word, there is Camera Racer there getting onto the grass. Ayrton is still behind Chappie. Then Chappie doing a superlative job. Then that's great to see Chappie back in the thick of things as well. I've seen in the comments there that silent shift to that contact at the back of Lewis G, and he was out of control going into that turn there, wasn't he? Silent shifting there. Well, sir, and luckily that could have got a lot worse than what it was. And Theo has lost the lead. Theo's lost the lead. Look, Shatters has taken the lead of the Dutch Grand Prix here. Oh goodness me! And Shatters leads. Theo is struggling with the hard tyres, and now can Shatters get his first Grand Prix win of his career here in ALR? Here he goes, and he's now out in this Grand Prix lead as well. My word, then, and look at these drivers, and they're trying to break the slipstream now. Theo is under major pressure now. The hard tires is just not working out for Theo. On a Camera Racer on the inside, but Mackenzie is elected for the outside there. But Camera Racer has the inside line. He has track position. He has 5th position here. Good stuff indeed there. Ayrton is also all over the back of Chappie, but Ayrton still can't get the job done, can he? At this moment in time then. But look, Shatters is leading, and he's actually now starting to pull away then. And it's now Z Mini who's now putting pressure on Theo. Theo in the 2nd position, and it's not what Theo wants. He wanted to really have the maximum score here, but he was really he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, wasn't he? In terms of strategy, he would like to have stayed out a couple more laps. Really, that safety car has really hurt Theo, hasn't he? In terms of strategical calls, and it's too long for the soft tires, and it was. Not Williams, Chappie's around. Oh no, Chappie is around there, and that is such a shame there for Chappie. He was having a superlative race. He's out of the points at the moment. Bullet is back up into the points out on soft tyres. Remember, Bullet, the only driver on the soft tyres then at this moment. Then. Serious Mushroom? I've got Serious Mushroom on the mind now. Silent shifting there in 9th position then, so he'll have a DRS then as we come out of turn number 14 as well, as we've got some slipping inside and down in turn 1 there, but nothing too juicy at the moment, is there? So Battlesy Mini still 3rd. Ross G is still in 4th position moment. Silent shifting there, close but no cigar there is Lewis G then. It's just about keeping in front moment, and Lewis G also got a beautiful bit of DRS there from Ayrton's rear end as well then, so that is that's always going to be welcome news there, isn't it, for anyone who wants a bit of DRS then? Very difficult track to overtake on. Lovely, look at this, and I love this shot here as we're on board now with Silent Shift, and look at this, he is so close, he's got the momentum there, but going into turn 7, you've got to be very brave to go on the inside of turn 7 now. It's usually one at a time, isn't it? And look at that, Lewis G then turning quite profusely right there, isn't he there? As of course they're trying to avoid that outside curb there, as you need to have a stable car if you want to use that outside curb out of the exit of turn 7 and 8 then. Shatters is now a second up on Theo, who's now in 2nd position there, so Theo is out of DRS range. Is that going to hurt him now? Silent Shift now look down the inside there, but no dice at the moment. Enright is now in 12th position there, and is now really gaining. He's up the inside, passes Chappie, and up into 11th position there. Chappie not defending too hard on that one, is he? Chappie isn't there, but this is still a good performance there for Chappie. Chappie there probably thinking more about, oh my word, I just feel they're chopping in front of us, Battlesy Mini there. Oh my goodness me. Look at this, and now we got Silent Shift again past Lewis G and up into 8th position. It is 8th position indeed, and Lewis G down into 9th, and Bullet is in 10th position. He's also now on the scene as well, so good stuff indeed. Then Enright is only 7 seconds away from the points here then, so this race is maybe the race with maybe out of the question now for Enright. However, he's still got a golden opportunity then for some points. What is going on here? It's out of look on the inside. Oh my gosh, that was going to be very impressive indeed. And look at Bears out of look, he's on the inside. It's not going to help there, and he spun the car. And he's also gone through the brake marking board as well. And Ayrton's off the circuit. Ayrton's down in 9th position as well. Oh goodness me, and Ayrton's lost a few positions there. I think that I wonder if Bullet should have waited there until when the DRS zones there. Of course, seeing some spectacular overtaking is absolutely fantastic, isn't it? It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? But of course, sometimes, and I do love a spectacular overtake. I'm never going to curse the driver for going for it. But yeah, I'm wondering now if he might have fought better. And Mini's on the outside here, but Theo is not giving up. Then this is some crucial points for the World Championship, isn't it? With Enright making an incredible mistake here tonight. Absolutely incredible mistake indeed there for Enright. Still on course for a point now in a 10th position now. But now he's going to come up with get some quite quick drivers here. I don't think anyone's going to wave him through at this stage of proceedings. We've got a McLaren off, and that's Ayrton off again. Ayrton is off, he's got damage there, and Bliss back at the points, and Chappie has lost the hold of the wing section as well. Both cars, we've got safety cars here. And yeah, Chappie and Ayrton have both damaged their nose cones, and safety cars out then for the, is it the third time? I think it is the third time the safety cars out here tonight. Who is this going to favour? Is Theo going to come to the pits? Is he going to get rid of these hard tyres? And as he is struggling at the moment then on those hard tyres, isn't he? I'm wondering then, but it's about track position, though, isn't it? Is he going to throw away track position? We're going to soon wait and see. Then I think the track position is crucial around here. There's only one or two places where you can really overtake, can't you? So I think it is a difficult decision to make there. Last night, I think, and the night before, when we had a late safety car, all the drivers did come in the pits, and now we've got Theo in the pits. So the championship leader is rolling the dice, and he is coming into the pits now, and the Ferrari mechanics are ready. Those are the red soft tyres, and getting ready for the Ferrari team. And he is now going to work then, and here he goes then. And the Wildback Camera Racer also in the pits as well. This time there's a clear box for the Alfa Romeo team then, and I think he is serving the 5-second penalty then for Camera Racer then. As we've got all those penalties right at the beginning. We've had a lot of pit stops in this race, haven't we? Enright also in the pits as well, and he's now thrown on the soft tyres at the end of the Grand Prix as well. What can Enright do from here? I think this is a golden opportunity now for Enright. I've just knocked the classification off there. Enright now to 8th position. Lewis in 9th position, Blitt in 10th position there. And now Ayrton there being changing the nose cone. He has now got 5-second penalty, and Ayrton has, and Chappie was also certain a 5-second penalty as well in the Williams car. Also on those soft tyres as well for car 27. And of course the famous 27. And of course we figured the famous 27. We figured Jean Alesi and Gilles Villeneuve in the Ferraris, don't we? Of course, Gilles Villeneuve, one of the best drivers not to win a Formula 1 World Championship, but he probably could have won a championship as well if he was with us longer. Gilles Villeneuve, and of course Jean Alesi, a baffling career for Jean Alesi, isn't it? Because he stormed on the scene, didn't he, in the Tyrrell team, and then in 91 there went head to head with Ayrton Senna in the McLaren in Phoenix, and when Jean Alesi was in the Tyrrell, incredible stuff, wasn't it, in Phoenix? And of course he had a chance to sign with the Williams or the Ferrari team. There were some shenanigans going on with the Williams contract. I can't remember exactly what the problem was there, so he signed with Ferrari, and that might have been the biggest mistake of Alesi's career potentially. And oh gosh, I nearly fell off my bed. And of course, and he only won one Grand Prix, which is actually in Canada as well. So it was very fitting, wasn't it, for him to win in Gilles Villeneuve's home track there. So which is really cool to see. No more penalties out there then, which is good stuff indeed. Then, so luckily, I think Liam's going to be quite happy with that then, because he doesn't have to get out the old calculator, does he? So that is good stuff indeed. Then, unfortunately, Mings has. Unfortunately, Mings is no longer part of the McLaren team, as he seems to have had a very difficult day, hasn't he? Because Mings has won a Grand Prix in silver before, and he's been on the podium 3 times as well. He's had 2 pole positions, Mings has, but but today there he's a bit. Today in that last today was not a very good day, was it? For Mings, which is such a shame indeed. Then, so that is not. That is disappointing, really, isn't it? Lap 27 out of 36, then, and unfortunately, McLaren now got to find another driver there. Goodness me, I'm not sure what Ayrton's doing for his teammates. My word there. But goodness me. But anyway, we're on lap 27, and hopefully, the car will be back, and then we're going to have 8 laps of absolute fast and furious action, I'm sure of it. So, I think the story for the remainder of the race said, can Shatters get his first Grand Prix win? Can Battlesea Mini, on his debut, get his first Grand Prix win? Can Taylor McKenzie, on his second Grand Prix, on his first Grand Prix for the Mercedes team, get his first Grand Prix win? What about Simon shifting from 20th on the grid there, now up into 4th position? Theo, he is on soft tyres now. He, of course, he's leading the World Championship then. What can he do? Can he still win this race? I think if he can, so can Ross G, so can Cameron, so can Enright then, coming back from that silly spin under the safety car. Lewis G and Billet also on the soft tyres, as well as Ayrton and Chappie, and Swan Shanks in 13th position there. Hats off to Vintage for keep going in this race, by the way. It's very difficult to keep going as well. And here we go then, and Shadows then is going to, when's he going to drop the hammer then? When are we going to be back racing then for one more time then? So here's we're coming around the final turn then. Here we go then, here we go, and there we go then. So no DRS out for the first 3 laps out. So Shadows leads, Z-Mini in second position there. Third is Mackenzie with Silent Shifting in fourth position. Theo in fifth. Sixth is Ross G with Cameron in seventh position. And right up into eighth position there. Out the inside, passes a Camera Racer. Yellow flag in one already. As goodness gracious me then, and what is going on in one then? As we got Vince there trying to come back from the field there. Swan Shanks is moving us out to 11th position there. Lewis G dropping down into 13th position there. As oh my gosh, there's Ayrton and Lewis G are getting very. Oh, is Ayrton's had to back out there as it is getting very frosty in the back of the field there. And right now it's up to 7th position there. He's flying through the field like a hot knife through butter. He's doing an amazing job as like in Spa on the final few laps a week ago. Then he is now going to have to pick up these drivers that is there if he wants to get some points out and reel in Theo in the World Championship. There is Theo in the foreground there. Theo is now as Ross G there is just fading to one side there as now Enright up the inside passes Ross G, and he is now up into sixth position. Enright is next target is his championship rival. Enright is so that safety car has really helped Enright here, hasn't it? But he is making the move stick absolutely superbly well then. Shadow still leads then with Z-Mini in second position, Taylor and Mackenzie in third position there. Shifting in fourth, and at the moment the soft tires. And look at this, as Enright there is trying to break the slipstream there. Is Ross having a look on the inside. No dice at the moment there. Going into turn at number 1 then. Lewis G on the inside of Swanshanks. Ayrton is in the pits, and oh goodness me, the race has fallen apart now for Ayrton there. Theo up the inside in turn 3, but no dice at the moment there as they come over the crest of the hill. And now Enright is now right underneath his championship rival, and here he is, and oh my goodness me, is Enright there going to throw it up the inside and go for it all then? Is he going to go for it all then? He's done well to get himself back in this position then. Is he going to risk it? And right, it's all about risk and reward, isn't it? Now you've still got 9 more races to go after this one there, but of course you never know what's going to happen in ARR Bronze, you never know what's going to happen in Formula 1 do you as a whole, and it's a fantastic sport to watch, isn't it? We're absolutely privileged to be a part of this world as well, and we're going down into turn 11. I think it is indeed that. Look at how much I'm so impressed that Mackenzie's really wrong foot himself there. He's now got the inside for 13 and 14 there, but I'm wondering, I was wondering if Silent Shift is now going to go up and under. DRS is now going to be available on this lap, but of course it'll be there it is, DRS being able to, Silent Shift there is going on the inside, and Theo is going for it as well. Theo's having a look down on the inside, and Theo is going this way and that way, but no dice at the moment now. Mackenzie's dropped down into 4th position. Mackenzie's, remember, on the hard tires, and so he's going to struggle for grip at this stage, and Chappie is out of the points, and he's down to 11th position as well. Enright's up the inside, Theo is on the inside there, and Enright is through. That's a crucial part of this race, and Enright is now the gap has come down to 24 points in the World Championship as well, and Theo's having a look on the inside there, but Enright there, and look at this, and Enright's now going to go for the Mercedes driver as well. My word there, this is absolutely incredible race. He's going to go on the inside. Oh, contact there between the Mercedes, and the Mercedes has gone out there, and Enright is out with the 4th position. What can Theo do? I'm on the wrong car. Oh, the Mercedes is around there, and up into 4th position. He goes Enright. Theo's having a 5th position, but there's a Mercedes behind him as well of Ross G. Oh, no, goodness me. I have dribbled, I've read out. Goodness me, that's not good at all. Shadows is leading by 8/10 of a second, and he has still got the DRS. He's still within DRS touching distance of Mini in second position there. Silent Shift is now in a superb 3rd position. Enright is now in 4th position. He's not got DRS on over his championship rival field. There he is then. And Enright then is now charging through the field. He's now going this way and that way. On the outside, he is on the outside. Then Silent Shift is on the inside. He's got the tracks, and he's got the parts, and he's got the tires. He's got 3rd position there. Wow, incredible driving there from Enright. Up into 3rd position then. Next target is Z-Mini then. He's making his debut tonight. Z-Mini is there. And of course, Enright has got a lot to lose now in this race then. Of course, Z-Mini there is driving for the Red Bull team. And of course, he's going to get Red Bull's first. Going to get Red Bull's some major points here tonight, isn't he? Shadows has really dropped off the pace all of a sudden, hasn't he? And Enright is now staring at a Grand Prix win here. My goodness me. And I think that Enright, that disaster behind the safety car, I thought it was all done and dusted there. But how incredible is this man here then? He's really in the form of his life now, Enright is, isn't he there? And my goodness me then, he's now right up and under Shadows and Z-Mini as well. And he's on the fresh, soft tyres and with 5 laps to go in the Grand Prix. Theo, and he's now got a car between himself and Theo as well. And that is 5 points difference. And the gap is down to 21 points in the World Championship as it stands there, and that is what Enright needs to be doing there. Ayrton unfortunately is out of the picture, and I think he may I'm going to see if he's going to lose third position in the World Championship as Z-Mini there close but no cigar going into turn 1. 4 laps to go in this Grand Prix. We've got Lewis G who's look on the inside of Billet, and Billet once again on course for some more points there as well. Great stuff indeed there for Billet. He is so good in bronze trim, isn't he? Very good stuff indeed. Fantastic. Just got a comment saying go on Shadows there from Dylan as well. Of course, Shadows doing a superb job for the AlphaTauri team then. AlphaTauri have got a strong team there right up and down the field in bronze, silver, gold and cobalt. Really brilliant. They really are incredible drivers indeed then. On board then with Enright as well, and so Enright is really putting the pressure on the top two now. Enright then, he does have the track position, but he does have the tyres, he does have the speed. He just needs to pick his moments then, and here could be one of them then. Enright is going to go on the outside then. He'll have the inside then for the next turn then, and Enright has got the next turn then. Beautifully done there for Enright then. And fantastic stuff. He made oh no! Silent shifting is off the circuit. Oh my goodness me, he had a superb race there, and he's dropping all the way down there to the back of the field then. That's such a shame then for silent shifting. Enright there made Z-Mini pick the line then, whatever line he wants then, and Enright just chose it when oh goodness me. And so Enright just picked the other one. Oh goodness me, we've lost we have lost Mackenzie, and we got another safety car with just a couple of laps to go in this race then. Oh my word then, it's a carbon copy of gold and silver here at the moment there, and I had a bit of vertigo there. Goodness me, I think I've been listening to you too much. Theo up in the 4th position now, so I feel they're trying to keep Enright within touch and distance in this one as into the pits there comes silent shift now. Ayrton there is not coming into the pits then, so we have lost another 2 cars. We're down to 11 in this race then. Mackenzie out of the race on the far end of the circuit then. Lewis G out of the race then in the banked turn 14, and so both drivers are quite a distance apart then, so no come together I don't think then. No come together, I don't think then. Goodness gracious me then. So Shadows leads the race then with Enright in second position, 15 lap old tyres then for Shadows and for Mini, doing a great job on the medium tyres then. Enright then recovering superbly well after the safety car problem then, when he spun into the safety car. He has put that behind him as the Enright is, and that's what great drivers do. That he is now in second in this Grand Prix, and he is now also homing in on Theo in the World Championship as well. Theo in 4th position, and what can Theo do? We've got a lot of gaps out there at the moment. Ross G in 5th position, Camera Racer in 6th then. So let's see what as they're all trying to feign to come in the pits then, and I think they're all just doing a bit of doing a bit of gamesmanship there, aren't they? Vintage is now in 12th position. Now Vintage still up down there, but hats off to Vintage for staying in this race, and I've said it twice, I'm going to say it again as well. Dylan hashtag Shadows for the win there. Great stuff indeed then. Full safety car, good for Shadows. And Cryptic Alibi is asking them. I don't really know, to be honest. I think it might be, because that means it'd be less laps for Enright to overtake him under the safety car. And of course, the reason why I'm saying that is because Jamie Enright does have a younger tyres. I see that Shadows is going for his first Grand Prix win as well, then, so he might be a bit nervous here. Then Mackenzie out of the Grand Prix, we're down to 12 cars in this race. Then, my word, then, my golly gosh, it's been a bit of a cracker this one, hasn't it? Oh my word. Right from the get-go, we've had action galore. Really good stuff indeed. Then Alibi saying, want Shadows to win there, but Jamie has put in a great effort to stay here. He has indeed. Then on a track where it's very difficult to overtake as well. Then Becca saying, good recovery indeed. Then yeah, so very good stuff. Very good stuff. Then for Enright. Of course, in the end, then so lap 25 and 26, Shadows has got 2 laps then to defend his position, and he's done a superb job there. Shadows has stayed then. He's going to have my starter. It's going to be very difficult actually then, because starter race then between Enright and Shadows. Shadows has not really put a foot wrong, has he really? So I'm going to lean towards Shadow then. Oh my gosh, there in Shadows and Enright have both got 5-second penalties, and goodness me, and that is oh no, that's not good at all. Oh my golly gosh, and that is not good, is it? Both drivers got 5-second penalties, and I think that both drivers are going to be unhappy with each other on this one, aren't they? When the Shadow's going to drop it, he's dropped it now, and here we go then, and Enright is all over the back of Shadows. And look at this, as we're doing slipstream going down into turn 1 then, and look, that's a Mercedes on the inside of Theo. Theo is not going to jump out of the way, is he? I think Enright is going to have to really, oh my goodness me! Theo is out of the race! Theo is out of the Grand Prix! And oh my goodness me, the championship leader has come a cropper in the Mercedes as well. Enright is taking the lead then. Enright is taking the lead then. They're first in each other. Goodness gracious me, and Enright leads the Grand Prix. Theo is out of the Grand Prix. And if Vintage can keep going, I think the Vintage will get that final point. Theo is out of the Dutch Grand Prix. And as it stands then, if Enright can find 5 seconds, he's going to win the race, and the gap will be down to 1 point in the World Championship. Oh my goodness gracious me, then this has been an absolute incredible race, hasn't it? It's all fallen into place now for Enright, isn't it? Now we're just a lap to go. However, he has to find 5 seconds over the chasing pack behind him. Let's see what he could do. What has he got in his arsenal then? He has got 1 lap to really put his toe down then. Of course, they could appeal it with the stewards, of course. And out of the final turn then, just coming out of the final turn as well then. So Enright is now on the final lap then, so it's Shadows in 2nd position there. 3rd position is Z-Mini with Camera in 4th position, Silent Shifting is 5th, Billet in 6th. 7th position is Chappie with 8th position is Swanshanks. Ayrton up into 9th, 8th position there, Ayrton there. Good job today for Ayrton to keep himself in the battle. Vintage might get a point here, and that's absolutely fantastic. Shadows! No! Shadows is out of the race, and oh my goodness me, there's heartbreak all over the race today, and Shadows is out of this Dutch Grand Prix. Oh my goodness me. And Vintage is now going at, well, I think he's not going to get to the 9th position here today, but he's going to get a point, and Enright's got the gap up to 2 seconds now, as Bowsy Mini is going to try and push as hard as he can. Then he has to fight with it. He has to keep within 3 seconds he has to keep within 3 seconds of Enright as well. That is what we're looking at now, is that look, it says I'm trying to get, oh goodness me, the gap is open, and Enright there, he's of course there, he can appeal the 5 second penalty, can he? I've just seen one driver said that I don't think Enright's going to get that removed. Ayrton's got a 3 second penalty. He's going to be kicking himself on that one now. Out of the final turn then, Enright there is coming out of the final turn then. Let's see what he can do then. And out of the final turn then, Enright wins the Grand Prix, but I think it's Steve Mini who wins the Dutch Grand Prix with Camaro 2nd. Silent Shifting in 3rd today. Silent Shifting's also got to drive fastest up as well. Oh my goodness me, what an end to that race, and Shadows will get 2 points, but what a shame for Shadows there. Oh my goodness me. Z-Mini has won on his debut here in Bronze tonight. Magnificent stuff there from the Super Sub. Absolutely fantastic stuff there. Or does Enright get the or does Enright get that 5 second penalty removed? And of course, so I'll be well, hopefully we'll find out in the not too distant future. So we've already known that Liam, yeah, is a very quick worker, isn't he? Goodness gracious me, I can hardly keep up with Carl can hardly keep up there. Well done to Z-Mini then. Whatever the case may be, he is my star of the day. So fantastic stuff indeed then. Ross G, Theo unfortunately had some issues there, and I think that might have been the case there. Enright, how many points does 4th get? It's 12 points, my good sir. Let's take a final look at the classification then from the Dutch Grand Prix. Battle Z-Mini on its debut here in Bronze. I think this is only a 2nd Grand Prix in ALR, and my goodness me, a star is born today. Fantastic stuff. 2nd position is Camera Racer then from 10th to 2nd. Superb driving there. Silent Shifting then, driver of the day though, from 20th to 3rd. Brilliant stuff indeed, and also fast up as well there for Silent Shifting. Magnificent. Enright in 4th position there in the end, of course. So that 5 second penalty in the end then between himself and Shadows there. Is that costing the Grand Prix win? Potentially. We'll find out in just a jiffy then. In 5th position, Billet, once again a strong drive. Chappie, it's first points then since the Monaco Grand Prix. Good stuff there from Chappie, and it was really good to see him there battling through the mid part of the race, and absolutely sensational. Ayrton in 8th position, a bit of a difficult day for Ayrton. Shadows in 9th position, what could have been for Shadows. It was so close for his first win there. Vintage there, that is what you get for that's what you get then for Vintage. Keep going there, and he got his reward then for that single point then, so really good stuff indeed then. And then just outside the top 10, Theo is out of the race then, along with Ross G as well. Lewis G out of the race. Mackenzie, Mings, Baz, Joseph, Alibi, RDW, and Hale, all unfortunately all retired then from the Dutch Grand Prix? I think it is Dutch Grand Prix, isn't it? Yeah.
That is what you get for fit. That's what you
Oh
get
my goodness me! And I think we got Silent Shifting in the old party. Silent. Well, that was an entertaining race, and I think you got driver of the day as well and the fastest lap. If you can remember the race, then you're a better man than I am because I can't remember what happened in lap 1 then. But talk us about your race.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm happy as I can be. As I said, I had 10 minutes. I took a setup. It was horrible. Every time I tried to pass someone in the last finish straight, I spun twice on that last corner and pitted 3 times to repair my wing, and I'm still third. The pace was really good. I didn't even think I could go that fast with no practice, but yeah, I was really fortunate to not crash in that start. There was a huge pile-up in front of me. Yeah, I just missed a lot of crashes and didn't crash as hard as anyone else, and now I'm
So, by the sounds of it, what's today just about survival? Because it seems to be about survival. Because towards the end there, a lot of people were dropping it. Was the soft tires then at the limit towards the end of the race? Did you feel? Hello.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh, that's
okay.
all right.
Sorry. No, I pitted for new softs two laps before the end of the race. I didn't really think nothing about it. I just thought I would get the fastest lap at least and try my best. Then Theo crashed with someone after the first corner. I got past 2 cars in 2 corners. After that, I dive bombed one of them without contact at least. So that's good. And in the last lap, then Shatters had a moment in that hard left-hander and just throw it through. I thought I would be 4th because I didn't know the leader of the race had a 5-second penalty. But yeah, I'm really happy with the result with no practice at all. And I hope I can race tomorrow.
Well, I must say, two starts, 2 podiums here in bronze, and you're loving life at the moment then.
Yeah, I'm enjoying racing. It's been really fun. The game suits me much better than the last one. And yeah, the calmness of my driving has been a lot better since last year's game. I think I can really manage tires much better. That was my problem last time when I was racing. Like more than one race and then stopped for 3 months. But yeah, it's been really fun. And the pace is good, so I'm just trying to continue that, and hopefully one day I'm gonna get that proper seat so I can focus on week to week.
Brilliant stuff. Well done today. So absolutely magnificent stuff. So 20th to 3rd there. My golly gosh, that absolutely brilliant. Thank you all as well for joining us today. Of course, Bronze seems to be one of the most watched streams at the moment. I'm absolutely loving it. I do love Tuesday nights. It's brilliant, isn't it? Action galore. We've got one more night of racing, which is tomorrow night, and that is COBALT as well. So, wow, COBALT then seems to be, it's about survival of the fittest, doesn't it then? So if COBALT, if you can survive this circuit, then surely points is going to be up for grabs then. We'll join me tomorrow night for one more round around Zandvoort, and then we're off to the beach. Goodbye.